There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Honesty, integrity, attention to detail, and dedication. Lewis Mechanical Contractors has been providing top-quality plumbing services to Baton Rouge since 1960. Your peace of mind was their business then and still is now. Whatever you need, repair, installation, replacement, they are the area's trusted source for all plumbing jobs, big and small. Call 927-6520. That's 927-6520.
Lewis Mechanical, keeping plumbing humming.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, June 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 95. In hour one of today's show, former LSU Tiger Ben McDonald hops on to put a recap on the LSU baseball season. We'll have EJ Manuel at 8 a.m. Big deal or no big deal. And at 9:15, LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson for our Munchie segment. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester,
Yep, got it. 5 out of 5.
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Welcome in, OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge here on this Thursday morning. Jake, Flynn, Alondra, Tay all here with you, and Taylor just laid out the show. Very excited for it. One final little recap on baseball season. Nobody better to do it than Mr. Ben McDonald. Flynn, how we doing? How was the parade last night? Championship celebration, whatever you want to call it.
Man, we had a great time. I got to be honest with you. I'm sitting here and I'm looking, and I think Taylor's in the same boat, looking for a little energy right now. We celebrated hard last night. Flynn family.
Yeah.
Kids, we were there. We were.
There's one rule about morning radio.
Yeah.
You can't say how tired you are.
I didn't. Just said I was looking for energy.
Because as much as I want to, because you know what I made the mistake of doing last night? Watching a show.
Oh, you got locked in.
Let's play one more.
Oh, was it
11:30? Hey.
Was it a TBS movie?
Let's get to one more.
Armageddon on TBS?
I wish. 12:20. Finale. Cliffhanger.
No, 12:20?
Oh,
let's get to one more.
I think we'll do one. We'll do one.
What
It's
show?
a finale. It's called Better Sister.
Okay.
It's on Amazon. Jessica Biel, Elizabeth Banks. They were in it. Don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
But let's just say at one point they were both married to the same man.
Whoa.
And they were sisters?
Yeah. No.
Thanksgiving's going to be weird.
I'm hooked.
Yeah. It was good. It was really good. So I fell into the one more, but you know what? We don't talk about it. It's like Fight Club.
So did you got to the finale?
Yeah,
we got the answers you were looking for.
I did. We finished it.
Ooh, you found out who the better sister was.
Oh, we did.
Good.
And you had a chance to go to the celebration.
Well, while you were watching Better Sister, I was celebrating the LSU baseball Tigers.
That's right. Because you're a Stitchhead.
I'm Stitchhead. It was great. We had a really good time. The concert was good right beforehand. I got to tell you, it was hot in there. There was not a stitch of breeze either. Good Lordy. But we had a great time. The Flynn family, we showed out. We got our, I told y'all we had some new baseball jerseys. We put it on. We did all the deal. And, yeah, it was a really cool experience for everybody there. I mean, it was a really good crowd, loud crowd, a lot of energy. And, man, like, tip of the cap to the fireworks coordinator. They crushed it. Crushed it. I think it was probably the best fireworks show I've seen in Baton Rouge for sure. But in a minute.
Did you yell at Jay? Hey, check your messages. I'm trying to get you back on the show.
I didn't tell him.
You joined us every week during baseball season.
It's me. It's Matt. I interviewed you twice.
You told me good question.
You told me good question.
Twice.
Remember me? Yeah.
You must have.
He almost called me up on stage, I think. Hey, you know what? Let Matt interview me on this one. He has good questions.
We got a real stitch head here in the crowd. Let's go ahead and bring him on down.
Bill Francis,
stand
down.
Bill, you've seen a couple of innings of baseball, but we're bringing in the big guns, the old expert.
There was a couple of times during the ceremony where certainly they were like, we want to take a moment to, give shout out to a couple of people out there, and I didn't know if they were going to call me up or not.
I mean, I know trying to get Coach back on the show. You must have sent him a well done steak when you sent it from Fleming's.
I might have. It's tough to order.
I thought we were trying to big boy him or something.
Steaks to go are tough. They are it's tough. Like what temperature do you go, because
it's gonna keep cooking.
Yeah, I mean, if you order medium rare, it's gonna get there medium because it'll keep cooking.
Yeah.
But the good restaurants, do they already know that and they plan for it?
Right.
You just don't know. Right. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah. We'll eventually get him back on.
It was a really good celebration though. We enjoyed it. We had the opportunity to kids kind of ran on the field a little bit right after.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, they had a great time. It was awesome.
I'm still when T was here, we tried to get this done, and we just could never lock down an actual time to do it. Batting practice at the box. Like I had to set it up. We just could never get T there at the same time, and so.
Well, it's a good time.
Are you willing to take?
Yeah, you want to do it today?
Not today. We got a lot of stuff after the show. I don't know if you remember. We got some meetings.
No, I don't.
We got some commercials.
Hey, I'll be here.
We got some biz to take care of.
We got some pro radio stuff to do?
We do.
Love that. Can't wait. No, I'm 100% in. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Remember, we actually we did the batting cages one time with Bain one time before the charity softball game.
We did.
Remember that?
I forgot about that. Me and Bain were on the winning team. You were not.
What? Not because of me.
We did take some BP though. That was fun. Getting inside the cages over at the box.
I think I was throwing pitches to you.
Yeah, we were.
It was ballsy of you to stand in the box.
No, I mean, they don't know about
the high heat, little chin music.
They don't know about the intramural team FB that we had back in the day.
Oh boy, what a squad that was.
Watching Kyle Williams hit a softball, the bat looked like a toothpick in his hand.
Yeah, so that was 2004, right?
Mm-hmm.
2004, we had intramural softball. So
we did it every year, but maybe not our last.
Yeah.
So 04, 05, 06.
Okay, I'll tell you what. This was before you guys. So this was spring of 03. We had a LSU football intramural softball, just like we had when you got there. So this was spring of 03. So this is following the national championship. And Kyle Williams, Joe Lawrence, we had multiple starters and multiple guys that played high school ball. A couple of guys were like, kind of like borderline baseball draft picks, but they
chose football.
But they chose football, right?
But Jason Spadoni was a really good high school player.
All names you would recognize. But so we go to Washington, D.C. to meet the president. You know the story? Oh, yeah. We go to Washington, D.C. to meet the president of the United States of America, the leader of the free world. Because, of course, we won a national championship. Yep. That was the famous White House trip where LSU was on one staircase and USC was on the other because of the, air quote, dual national, whatever. Where President Bush at the time said, like, you know, a lot of people are wondering, you know, who the best team is. I got a pretty big backyard here, which was great. Anyway, so we were there, and I can't remember. We were at the White House like on Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. I can't remember. But whatever day it was game day for us. It was intramural soccer. That was like the league play. That was when we were scheduled to play like at 9 p.m.
Yep.
Okay, so we see the president, do that deal. We come back, and we land, I want to say like 30 minutes before our game's supposed to be like planned. So we're like, all right.
And real quick, we took this very serious. Like our intramural softball, not like serious like we were out there practicing but like we had so much fun doing it that we didn't miss.
We weren't there for just S&Gs. We
Right.
were there.
Yeah.
We were there to play. And like we were all baseball players growing up, so it was like a little way to like flex our muscles, scratch that itch, and put a glove on, and blah blah blah. So we get there about 30 minutes. So like we get to our cars and we race to the park. And I am not kidding you when I tell you we show up like at 9:20.
Yeah.
For this game. And the hardos that were working intramural softball, they were like, "No, y'all missed the 15-minute cutoff, late cutoff, blah blah blah. You can't play." And the other team's sitting there like, "Hey, bud, we're here. Let's just play the game." And it's the last game of the night too.
Yeah.
Well, let's play. We're cool with it. They're 5 minutes late.
They were at the White House,
and we were like I just said, we were meeting the leader of the free world and shaking his hand because of the national championship.
That we brought this school.
And
Mr.
We started arguing, and we lost the argument. The guys just turned the lights off to the whole field.
Yeah.
And Kyle Williams, I've never seen him like real mad.
Yeah.
But he was like, "I dare you to turn the lights out right now and make it dark with me near you." Anyway, long story short,
I can hear Kyle saying, like so many condescending
things.
Yeah,
for sure. And like Kyle, the nicest guy ever. Like you would like.
I know
until you get him on the field, but like we were pretty fired up.
Yeah.
So what a big L that got.
And he's very witty too.
So
I can imagine what he was saying to him.
So we, needless to say, our arguments were futile. LSU football Tigers intramural softball team 2003 took an L that day due to forfeiture for being 5 minutes late. And then we got beat in the semifinals that year. We always play
the same team.
We always ran into that damn team that I swear they were putting racquetballs in the barrels of their bat. Like I'd be sitting
3 years in a row we lost.
There was like team. I was at center field and like I would be sitting there playing the same team and I would just like hit a ball and I'd run to the fence and I would just like look up at it and it was still like 40 feet over my head and I could hear it going.
Yeah, I mean we had a Major League Baseball, someone who played in the big leagues at shortstop,
opening day starter at second base for the Toronto Blue Jays,
and he was impressed.
Yeah. Like just peppering the sorority houses with home runs. Anyway, we lost.
Yeah. All like every year that I played to the same team.
And I'm pretty sure it was the guys that worked.
It was
the intramural that worked the intramural fields. Yeah. Those hardos that made us forfeit because we were meeting the president.
Yeah. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
You're definitely listening.
Dare you to turn those lights out.
Ooh, those lights would have stayed on
all night.
You also had Peter Diakowski on the team.
Oh,
it's a big Canadian.
JV was on the team. I'm trying to think. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, so I was like trying to think of the roster.
Jason Spadoni.
Ryan Willis.
Ryan Willis was on the team.
Peter Diakowski was great.
Peter.
Anyway, we jumped from a LSU national championship celebration to celebrating the 2003 intramural semifinal runner-ups.
Survive 623 asks, you fellas have any personal Skip Bertman stories having been there while he was coaching /AD? I have one when he was the AD, and I mean they were so great. I mean the Bertmans, they sat right in front of me and Matt on the plane, right, just right there, and we would kind of talk back and forth on road trips, like because he made every road trip. Him and his wife went to every game, and so I definitely remember during 07, whenever we found out we were going to the national championship on the plane, because like West Virginia had lost to Pitt and Missouri lost to Oklahoma, like all those things that we all know had to happen. And we find out, and the pilot, comes over the speaker and he's like giving us updates, and he gives us like the final score that we all kind of knew we were waiting for. And Flynn, I don't know if he's going to admit this, he grabs Coach Bertman and kisses him on top of the head. Because he was
what?
Yes.
I did?
You were so excited. We were jumping up, and you gave this man's bald head a kiss on top of it. I don't know if you remember that. I was like, okay, that's a bold move, but Skip didn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I'm sure he never washed his head after that. Was he sitting in front of us?
He was sitting in front of us.
Oh,
he was.
boy.
And he was excited. So he was like pumping his arms or whatever. We were all jumping up, hugging, high-fiving, and you gave a little right on top of the man's head.
A little smooch.
You did.
A little head smooch.
Yep.
I think that, Alondra, a couple weeks ago you sent that picture of me and Jake in an airplane. I think that might have been.
I didn't send it, but I think
Oh,
you
it was
had
me,
it.
though.
Yeah.
Somebody sent it to me after they found out we were doing the show together.
I think that might have been that.
That was the
That
White
same
House
time.
trip.
That was the White House trip?
Yeah. That was the White House trip.
Yeah, so that, I mean, do you.
That'd
so,
be kind of weird if I just had like a random picture of y'all on a plane.
Well, like,
Somebody,
obviously
like,
it was a
sent it to you.
screenshot
I mean,
that somebody
I
sent
certainly
to you.
don't. It'd be weird.
So weird. But that was when they came on, because like back in the day, you certainly weren't like connected to any on-air Wi-Fi or anything
that wasn't a thing.
overpriced, terrible Wi-Fi.
You still had like the phone in the back of the seats.
Yeah. So the pilot was getting the updates from, I guess ground control or whatever. And he would give it to us. And
What if ground control's like, hey, my guy, you should probably just fly this plane.
Yeah, just focus on just getting
the
them.
turbulence was real bad.
So yeah, he announced that we won. Everyone's celebrating. I guess I kissed Skip on the head.
No, there's no guessing.
And then
There's no guessing.
all of a
You
sudden, we hit this probably the most giant piece of turbulence ever in the history, and the plane just dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, what felt like 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
Probably 10 feet. I don't know.
No. Whatever it was a pucker moment. I tell you that. For everybody on that plane.
It went from a euphoric celebration to, God, we're about to die.
Saying Hail Marys.
Saying Hail Marys. I'll never see my family again, I guess. That's it. It's been a good ride.
Been real.
Going out on top.
I guess
think.
West Virginia is going to play in the game.
What would have happened? No, it's not even go that route.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more
dark.
Dark.
Don't go there.
We'll segment one.
All right. We'll take a break. That was our intramural softball story.
That was segment one.
Like, if you can't get an excuse from George W. Bush because you were at his house.
I know. We should have, that's what we were talking about too. We were like, we should have just gotten a letter, like a doctor's note.
Yeah, I'm serious. He would have done it.
For sure.
He was awesome. Like, when we went in 07, like, he was sitting there chatting it up, and I told this story on air before. Like, I was nervous because I was presenting the football, and I was, oh my gosh, I'm president. Like, do I get too close? He's like,
right.
Man, get on over here.
Get on over here.
Get on over here, bro. Get in here. All
You've
right.
been through that metal detector. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, we got Ben McDonald joining us in about 13 minutes from now. We'll get everything started when we come back here. It is OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, as you know, we are big fans of Rouse's here on the show. I mean, Team My High's in the Rouse's, so of course we are always going to be on the squad. Go to rouses.com today, and you can check out the weekly ads right there on the homepage, top right corner. Click on that. It's going to pull up everything that they have. You can pull up your store and what your store is offering as well. All you got to do, right there, tab on the front of the homepage. Click on that. It's going to pull up everything they can offer you. Always major specials going on over at your local Rouse's. It is truly local. Rouses.com.
Yeah, if you're going to be shopping, choose a store, choose a market that is local. Headquartered down in Thibodaux. They have, it seems like stores popping up everywhere. Man, they're doing such a great job. Go to their website, see what deals you can do. Stock up for the weekend. Whatever your plans are, make sure you go to Rouse's Markets.
Bayou Ford is taking $11,000 off MSRP with 4.9% for 60 months on the new 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar.
Yeah, Spider-Man and freezing full effect. You ready, Ron? I'm ready. You ready, Dale? I'm ready, Slick. Are you? Oh yeah, take it down.
Girl, I must warn you.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Situation is, let's cure it 'cause we're running out of time. It's all so
All right, welcome back in 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Let's go ahead and get this thing started.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
All right, we are getting this thing started thanks to our friends over at GoFlow IV Spa. GoFlowIV.com is the website. You can check them out on their Facebook page. You can book your appointment today by going to the website. Call them at 225-953-8150. It is right on Jefferson near Bocage. Book your appointment today.
Vitamin infused as well. You can get all the stuff. Hydration, vitamins. Got a sick stomach, you can go in there. They can help it. Nothing helps faster.
There you go.
Than intravenous. GoFlow IV.
All right. We had an NBA draft last night.
We did?
Did Flynn know this?
I actually did. We were talking about it before.
Okay.
Because this is not a opinion that I made up myself. I was listening to the show on the way in here, and they said that the Pelicans did something dumb. I don't know if that's true or not.
All right, so they draft Jeremiah Fears out of Oklahoma with their original 7th pick that they had. And a lot of people are hoping that they get, better than 7 because of how their record was, but that's sometimes the draft lottery. But then you package the pick that you had later on in this draft with next year's first-round pick, and you move up to select Derek Queen out of Maryland. Now, Derek Queen's a very athletic big. Derek Queen is a really good basketball player. Derek Queen was one that got really hot at the end of the year last year, made a run with Maryland, was one of the better players in the country by the end of last year. But now you don't have any first-round picks in 2026. You got to be good this year, because if you end up making the playoffs and that's not a lottery pick, okay, whatever. It's the NBA. Once you get past the lottery, who the hell knows? That's just the way the NBA draft is. But you had to love Queen a lot to get rid of your picks for next year.
It just reeks of this guy. We have him graded as a top 5 guy or a top 8 guy.
Yep.
And nobody else is seeing it but us. So you make that move to move up 10 places to give up your chance for a high lottery next year, which is what I'm hearing is a much better class next year.
It is.
Than this class.
This class was very top heavy. But I will say this. Queen's a really good basketball player. He's still a little bit raw, but he is a very athletic big. I think for me, like the one thing that I've got to question is, do you think you're going to be good next year?
Well, I
Like,
think
to do this,
I think after this move, you better make the playoffs.
To do this, and it's unprotected, that's the thing that's a little bit surprising. So you move up to 13. ESPN.com had Queen as the 14th ranked player in this draft. So, like, where he was drafted, it makes sense. And if it was your only pick in the draft, I don't think anybody would say anything. But it's because you moved up 10 spots. You give up next year to select somebody who he's listed as a center. He's 6'9". Now, he's 248 pounds, and he's every bit of it. But like I said, he is a little bit raw. This is a potential play more than anything.
You see it in every
sport. Not a great defender either. Like, he could score. He's
he doesn't have a length.
Yeah, not
to play, the position that he's going to try to play. Now, he's got the athletic ability, but I don't know that he has the length.
He's more of the wing, the 4, which is fine. Like, Yves Missi actually wanted to be in a pretty good pick a year ago at 21. Like,
for sure.
He'll probably be your center. You can get a 6'9", 6'10" guy on the wing. Like, he can shoot it. I just worry about his defense. It's like you don't really have a defender out there. Like, with Murray hurt for the foreseeable future, like, you don't really have a guy out there that can play a lot of defense.
The one thing that makes me a little bit nervous whenever I'm breaking down the pick and kind of going to seeing, what the bio kind of looked like according to some of the different experts, because I did watch him play, and he's a very good player. As I said, like, I can see the skill set. He is a little bit of a tweener between a 4 and a 5, but every draft profile that I looked at, it said, like, improving his conditioning will help him on the defensive end.
So he's lazy.
And as someone who breaks down the Pelicans, watches the Pelicans, right? You've got a situation we always talk about with Zion and staying healthy and keeping his weight down and being in shape. Like, oh no. That's the one thing, like, you really didn't want to see on a draft profile was, like, if he can improve his conditioning, his defense will go up.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it doesn't matter what sport it is. If that's part of your profile, the way people view you, I mean, that's usually is going to mean that he's been a little immature and lazy to this point. Now, that can always flip. That could change. But, yeah, it was always, you don't want to have that stigma on it. If he can get in shape, if he can be in better shape, if he can, drop some body fit, whatever it is. It's and that's usually a pretty big red flag. But, like, to move up and take him, like you said, ESPN had him ranked as a 14th. We took him as a 13th.
Yeah.
Hey, this, like, you see it in all drafts. It doesn't matter what sport it is general managers, scouts, they don't really look at ESPN, whatever side. They don't look at that. I think they probably compare it. I'm sure they're especially nowadays, they're way more aware of it than they were in the
for
past.
sure. I mean, I don't know. There's that clip back in the day. Who the hell is Mel Kiper? From the Colts GM.
That's right.
Yeah.
But, like, they're going to put their grades on every single individual person, from the first round to the last round, whatever it is. I remember after the NFL draft our year, it was afterwards your agent would start telling you, all right, the Panthers had you at a 4th round grade.
Yeah.
Patriots had you at a 6th or 7th. These guys had you as a undrafted guy. Like, everybody has their grades. And in the
everybody
first round,
has different 40 times on you. Because at the combine, they trusted their guy at the finish line.
Which is the stupidest thing in the world. I'm going to trust my guy that's like 45 rows up.
They do, though.
They do. Everybody has their little stopwatch. It's like, hey, there's actual laser beams that are timing these things. But anyway, this just says that the Pelicans scouts, they put a grade. And I'm sure in the first round, it's way more detailed. They probably had a grade that was like, hey, this guy's, a 5 to 8 guy for us.
Yeah.
And if we can get him at 13, we make the move. And that's really the only reasoning that I would see behind it, is like, he just, at that spot for them, based on their pre-draft grades, he was getting picked way too high.
Yeah. They had him much higher than 14. We'll break down Jeremiah Fears you get from Oklahoma. He is probably going to start out the season as your starting point guard because Murray, that's an injury that's going to take some time. He will not be there for the start of the season. Of course, you have Jose Alvarado there as your backup point guard, but Fears is going to be your starting point guard, I would assume, to start the season. Best ball handler probably in this draft. We'll break his pick down a little bit later on in the show. But when we come back, it is time to catch up with LSU legend, ESPN, one of our favorite guys, Ben McDonald, to kind of put a little bit of a cap here on this championship college baseball season for LSU.
Off the bench.
All right, go for dose. Duh. If you were tailgating there in Omaha, perfect beer to enjoy during a tailgate. If you were enjoying the game in the stadium, same situation, right? Always go for dose. And this time of year, like talking about going to the beach all the time, right? Toes in the sand, Dos Equis in hand. You're going to, that rhymes.
I like that.
You go into the lake, like whatever the situation is. If you just want to hang out at the house, you're in the backyard, always go for dose.
I tell you, I keep a Frosty mug in my freezer just for those Friday, Saturday, Sunday, summer evenings, cooking out, grilling some dogs, grilling some burgers, crack open Dos Equis, that Mexican lager, amber-colored deliciousness, cut some limes. Go for dose, drink responsibly, go for dose.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Riding in the drop top with the top down, so you're switching lanes, girl.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Always a pleasure to catch up with our next guest. It is our guy, Ben McDonald, who joins us now. Ben, we always appreciate the time, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Everything's good. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing fantastic. Love seeing you there in Omaha, being able to hang out with some Tiger fans, watch the game, enjoy the game, take in another Tiger championship. How was the Omaha experience this time around?
Well, the city of Omaha always puts on a great show, and the people look forward to this, obviously, like we do once a year. And so they go all out in Omaha. And so it was a great experience. And, of course, the fans showed up again, and we had some, tremendous ball games. We had a no-hitter, first no-hitter thrown in I don't know how many years out there, only the third College World Series no-hitter there in Omaha. And, of course, LSU won the national championship to kind of cap everything off. So I don't know if it could have been a whole lot better than what it was.
There's no doubt about that. And, Ben, I was watching the post game, and I forget who asked Todd Walker this question, but they're like, hey, as a former alum, somebody that's worn the uniform, what's it like to see them out there? And he kind of stopped me. He's like, well, it didn't start with me. It started with Ben McDonald and his group. They really started the foundation of LSU baseball. So for you, knowing what y'all did there in the late 80s, to be able to really start the program in a different direction, to see where the program is now, to see them win 8 national championships. What does that mean to you?
Man, I never saw it coming, honestly. At the time I came out of high school, and I'm dating myself now, but when I came out of high school in '86 as a senior, Mississippi State had the program. And they had Rafael Palomero, Will Clark, and Jeff Brantley, and Bobby Thigpen, all-stars, and they were the class of the SEC. And some guy by the name of Bertman took over LSU in 1986 or 85, I should say. And I was like, man, I don't know, because I was considering LSU and Ole Miss or Mississippi State. And then all of a sudden I said, you know what, I'm going to give this guy Bertman a chance, and he went to the College World Series in my senior year. I went, okay, this guy might end up being okay. I'm going to go. But to answer your question, I don't know if I saw this coming. I take you back to when LSU won its first national title and the belief of Skip Bertman and what he instilled in all of us and the guys that would come even after me was we're supposed to. And Luis Garcia on the dog pile when LSU won his first national title in '91 looked at Coach Bertman and said, Coach, we won. We finally won. And Coach Bertman simply looked at Luis Garcia and said, Louis, we're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And that was the mindset that began back then. And Skip Bertman calls our years the building block years. It was the building block years to what would eventually come down the road, man. But look, it's so hard, as you guys know, man. And, there's been this debate, and I brought this up, and people looked at me sideways back in Omaha. I said, if LSU wins their 8th national title, are we going to start talking about LSU? Not the greatest program in the last 40 years, because that's easy. That's a done deal. But maybe the greatest program in the history of college baseball. And that's a mouthful because USC has 12 of them. But USC won 11 of their 12 titles, back 60 or 70 years ago is when the majority of them came. They've only won 1 national title in the last 40 years. LSU has 8 in the last 40 years. But when you consider the big picture of putting fannies in the seats and the stadiums that have been built because of Skip Bertman. And I don't think he gets enough credit. People around here know who he is, but Skip Bertman is college baseball. He's the one that began all this that you see now in these great cathedrals in college baseball around the country and people coming to ballparks. It was because Skip had a vision on what college baseball could be if you go ahead and you build it, you could put a good product on the field. This is kind of what it would be, and I'm so happy for Jay Johnson and what he's been able to accomplish in a time that's so difficult to win right now. And you win 2 national titles in 3 years, man, 2 since he's been there at LSU in 4 years. It's a yeoman's job, and Bill Franke has reminded me of this the other day. He said, Ben, he came to me, he said, you told me when we hired Jay Johnson that LSU would win 2 national titles in the next 5 years. And I had actually forgotten I told him that, but I knew Jay way back when he was with Arizona, man. And it's y'all know Nick Saban, obviously, really well. And that's who this is. It's Nick Saban is what it is. I never played for Nick, but I heard the stories and talked to you guys about it. But this is Jay Johnson, man. This is what he does.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I've said the same thing. I said, playing for Coach Saban, I told Jay this not 2 weeks ago. I was like, Coach, you're the closest thing to Nick Saban I've ever seen in any sport, and you're exactly right there. And Jay Johnson, somebody I've known all the way back when he was a assistant at University of San Diego, and just continues to impress me. But what you said about LSU being the best baseball program of all time, I completely agree with you, not because we're biased, but because when you look at what they've done and when they've done it, because there's so many teams and so many schools now that are heavily invested in baseball. There was a time where it was regional. It was in the Southeast. It was in Southern California. That's who really cared about it. Now, Ben, there's a lot of people that care about it. I mean, it's across the country. There is programs. The Big Ten has programs that care about it. We never thought that we'd really see that. The Big 12, the SEC, and ACC, of course. But, it's no longer just the Big West out west. I mean, there's teams in Oregon and Oregon State that really care about college baseball. So, for me, that's what makes LSU's run over the last 35 years, 40 years so impressive, is because the buy-in from everybody else, and they still continue to thrive.
No, that's 100% correct. I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from Rod Dato, who won those championships at USC. But there was a time back in those days where if you were any good as a ball player, that's kind of where you went. You went out West Coast, you played West Coast baseball. That's where all the studs came from back in those days. But the parity of the game now, like you said, is people investing in these awesome stadiums, and you got the NIL stuff going on, and you got a lot of stuff going on, man. Nobody can make the argument to me that it's not twice as hard to win one the last 40 years as what it was the previous 40 years. It was a lot harder to win. And so to see LSU doing what they're doing, man, and we don't say this, like you said, because we played at LSU and we love LSU. You say it because what you see. I mean, you see it. You see 8 national titles, and you go, wow, man, it's hard to believe it's happened like this. Look, man, I'm so happy that Coach Bertman was there. He flew in to see it. You guys probably saw him on TV, and I was so glad that he flew in to see that, And so it's a hell of a run, man, and expectations are always what they are at LSU. And to go out and get to Omaha, that's always the goal, and to win. And I think LSU now, guys, has been in the finals or played the championship game 9 times out in Omaha in the history of the program. They've won it 8 times. I think that speaks volumes to, if you get there, we're going to win, and we know how to win. And the ones that came before us won before, so there's no reason why. Because somebody asked me that on another show the other day. What is it about LSU? What is it about them going to Omaha and winning? I said it's a belief that's been instilled in these kids that they're supposed to, and you're supposed to win when you get to LSU. And there's a belief that you can, And I hated to see the meltdown from Arkansas, because I felt like Arkansas had honestly, as good or better team than what LSU did. But the best team don't always win, man. It's a team that plays the best. And, boy, Arkansas just unfortunately melted down in that one inning. But give LSU credit for putting pressure on them and forcing those unforced errors on Arkansas to win a national championship and get there against Coastal, who had a hell of a team, man. I mean, Coastal could really pitch, but LSU was just better, dude. They were just better than what Coastal was.
Yeah, Ben, hearing you talk about Skip, it made me start thinking about the way Jay Johnson's handled success here, the recent success. Every time I hear him talk about it, every time a big moment, I was at the celebration yesterday, and he always talks about Skip and what Skip has meant to this program, what he means to Jay himself. And in a day where a lot of head coaches are a little bit me, kind of arrogant, they want to celebrate, the things that they've built and done. he always takes time to make sure that he honors the past, honors what Skip has done and what he's meant to LSU baseball and just college baseball in general. And I don't want to skip ahead too much because I know we want to celebrate LSU and talk about that. But Jay Johnson's job going forward, like what's the expectation for this LSU program? 2 championships in 4 years, an unprecedented feat here. So like, how does he continue to handle it? He's the right guy to do this with the right mentality, but with recruiting, with handling the draft and everything going forward, hey, how does he continue to handle this and build success?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, and I think it's more the same, you know. And to your point about Skip, and this is one of the many things I love about Jay is he's embraced Skip Bertman. He's embraced the history, and again, this is what I love. Jay understands the history, and more important than that, he wants his players to know the history of this program and the blood, the sweat, and the tears that went into all this to get to that point. You know, that's the difference between Jay Johnson. And I'm not going to mention any other coaches that coached at LSU, but others didn't embrace the history of LSU like Jay Johnson did. He didn't try to run and be his own man. He embraced Skip Bertman and what Skip Bertman built, you know, and the best potential of me is always we. And I love the fact that Jay talked to Skip after every weekend series. They would get together for lunch every week on a Tuesday, and they would talk about what happened that weekend, what was going to happen the next weekend. He would bump things off of Skip. He'd gather information, anything he could. And so Jay has embraced the legacy of Skip Bertman and not tried to be his own guy in a lot of ways. Although he's done it a little bit different way, and he's getting his due now. But to answer your question about what does Jay need to keep doing, I think it's more the same. Stay hungry. Like, he is the hungriest coach that I've ever seen. And honestly, when he won the first one, I said, okay, man, all right, now I'm going to find out who this dude is. Because a lot of guys, win that first one, they go, okay, I'm here now. I've won one. I can take a little bit of time off. Jay grabbed another gear, guys. I'm telling you, he went to a different place, and he wanted number 2 in a bad way. And talking to him the other day after he won number 2, it's like he's already hungry for number 3. And it reminded me of Nick Saban being on the phone when they won the national championship game. He's on the phone that night calling recruits. Well, I was lucky enough to ride back on the plane with LSU from Omaha the other day, and I sat there and watched Jay, and I sat there and watched Nate Yeske and Josh Jordan, the coaches. All they did was text and talk on the phone to recruits and portal kids on the way back. They couldn't even enjoy the day. And look, I love that about Jay and his staff. They're so hungry. Look, I think Nate Yeske is the best pitching coach in the country. What he did this year is the best team ERA since 15. I mean, look at the growth of Kate Anderson and others. Josh Jordan, I think, is the best recruiting coordinator out there. What they do, this is a hell of a team, guys. Not just players, but the coaching staff. And Scott Woodward hiring. And I remember asking Scott 4 years ago, I said, what was it about Jay Johnson? I knew him, but tell me what blew your doors off. He said, Ben, I've sat in with Nick Saban. I've sat in with a lot of other coaches on interviews. It was the best coaches interview I had ever been a part of. He said he had a game plan, Jay Johnson did. He walked into my office and told me exactly how he was going to do it, and he was going to bring LSU back to the top of the mountain. He said that's exactly what he did. He said he just blew my doors off. And so I think it speaks volume of Jay. Jay's hungry to win. As you guys know, he has no kids. Those boys on the field in that purple and gold, those are his kids. He's invested in them every day, and he loves them both on and off the field. He's grown them into young men and hell of a ball players, too. And that's, as a parent, that's all you can ask for. So I think others will continue to come, and obviously the more success LSU has, I think they'll have a leg up on recruiting, although the NIL is going to be a different world now, as you guys know. Yeah. But I think it's going to be about getting players there, continue to develop guys when you do get them on campus, And so it's going to be interesting to see what next year brings, because typically when you win a national championship in baseball, the last 5 or 6 years, it's been a down year, a big downturn. Tennessee had a good year. They made it to a super regional this year, but we know about Ole Miss and Mississippi State when they won their first. They kind of went off the grid for a couple of years. LSU, after they won in 23, lost in a regional, the following year, last year in 24. So we'll see how strong LSU comes back next year and what they can put together. But we know this, the expectation will always be the same.
No doubt about it. He is our guy, Ben McDonald. You see him over on ESPN, SEC Network, always doing big things. Ben, we appreciate the time as always, sir.
Anytime, guys. Take care.
You as well, man. Love catching up with our guy, Ben. Great insight from him there, being able to see them on the team playing, recruiting in the portal, high school guys. What a great time to recruit because, well, you got something that you probably need to tell them about, and 2 of the last 3 years, LSU has that in a national championship. All right, we will step away for the final time here in hour number 1. We've got EJ Manuel set to join us in about 12 minutes from now. Stay locked in here at ODB.
Off the bench.
I said OTB. It's not like I said ODB.
You said ODB.
I mean, ODB's legend. Just like Pelican Roof. Pelican Roofing is the place to go to. PelicanRoof.com is the website. Check out the 5-star reviews right there on their homepage. If you need a roof quote today, well, the instant roof quote tool is right there, top right corner of the website. It is an incredible tool. Think about it. You put in your address at your home or business. It gives you an outline of your roof, and you get a quote right there. Incredible tool right there on the homepage. Always big things advancing over at Pelican Roof in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. PelicanRoof.com is the website. And Matthew, you can also finance with Pelican Roof.
Yeah, check out their financing options. Qualified buyers, 0%. And 0% interest means, I think, $0. 500 plus 5-star reviews. Go check them out on their website. That is pelicanroof.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
I wanna sell
where you got it. I'm the hottest around there. Know it when they see you.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Welcome back in OTB here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. I will say this, talking with Ben and other people and Todd Walker earlier in the week, the standard is always been there for LSU baseball, but Jay Johnson's standard just feels like it's even up another level, and what he expects from himself first, and then the team and the coaches and just the program. he doesn't know how to turn it off. And I mean that in a very good way. Like, he is always thinking about what's next for LSU baseball.
I loved hearing that comment from Ben saying, all right, you won your first one. Now I'm going to see who you really are. Yeah. And he said he turned it up a level, which is wild. And you see that, man. This dude is all in. We are
that's what the greats have, right?
Oh, they
Nick
do.
Saban has that. Yep. Kirby Smart has that.
Like a relentless.
Not everybody has that.
A relentless desire to be great. And like what we just said, the great ones have that. Whether it's a player, whether it's a coach, whatever it is. But to win a championship and then take your effort up a level.
Yeah.
It was like and when we won in 2003, I remember Saban saying, this I didn't hear this till like years and years afterwards, but Moffitt would told us that Saban was like, yep, we got to kill him, pretty much.
Yeah.
We have to crush these dudes in off season,
and they tried.
In spring, in training camp, because we can't let them. This team didn't win it.
Yeah.
This is the new team.
Right.
So like you got to step it up.
Yeah, Coach Saban was so good about like finding ways to motivate himself and also us as well. Do you remember when we played Florida in 2004 and they beat y'all in 2003 and he got mad all over again telling the story on a Monday morning about how Coach Spurrier had called him and kind of gloated that, yeah, y'all won the national championship, but y'all still couldn't beat my Gators. And he got so mad, like retelling that story, and because he just doesn't forget stuff like that. And so like that week, he coached us pissed off because Spurrier had called him the year before and said, "Congrats on the Natty, you still couldn't beat the Gators." And he's like, "We gonna beat the Gators this year, I promise you that."
That would always happen in meetings with Saban. He would start talking and everything was cool.
He'd get so mad.
But then like he'd get so worked up because he like would go on a tangent about something that pissed him off.
Yeah.
Then by the end of it, we were like running or something. We're like, what did we do?
It's like we're running
just sitting there.
We're running because Spurrier called you 6 months ago. All right, let's go beat Florida, and we did. And when I say we, Joe and I did.
Yeah, not me.
Joe and I went to Gainesville, and he did that. All right, EJ Manuel to kick off hour number 2 of OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to K2Z Blinds, KTOZBlinds.com. We're very excited. Brandon Barton and the team coming over, hanging out with us today. Got a couple things going on, and you're going to know Brandon Barton and the team because when they come to your home, they're going to, know your home better than you do in like 5 to 10 minutes. They're going to know exactly what you need. Like for us, can't tell you how happy we are with our motorized outdoor screen. Just changes the space. Like our backyard space is different because, it's kind of a hybrid. It's whatever we want to make it. Also, like if we want to cool off the living room, if we want to take the glare off the TV in the living room, which is inside, just push that little button. That's thanks to Brandon Barton and the team over at K2Z Blinds.
Yeah, go to their brand new website. It's beautiful. It shows you everything they do. They have a gallery. You can go through all their services, whether it's blinds, whether it's drapery, exterior screens, whatever it is. It's hot. Cool off your house. Lower those energy bills every single month. K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, June 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 95. In hour two of today's show, EJ Manuel will hop on to talk some college football, and we'll continue to break down the New Orleans Pelicans draft picks. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number two of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour two of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number two, OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Excited to catch up with my guy, who I'm going to catch up with later for 3 hours today, but never enough time with my guy, EJ Manuel, my Meathead brethren, all Meathead team, QB1. My guy, EJ Manuel. We came up with the all Meathead team in the Phil Steele magazine. Very excited for that to release, and that's with EJ and the guest yesterday we had, Mr. Bobby Carpenter. So excited about that. Always a pleasure. EJ, what's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Good morning. Hess, you and I both know we always talk in the afternoon, so this is a little different. You know, like now my routine's off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm happy to be joining you guys. And first and foremost, I want to say what's up to Matt Flynn.
What's up, my brother?
Buddy?
How you doing?
Since we talked, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Matt, a lot has changed since the last time you and I shared the field together. I got a family, I got a wife, I got kids, all that kind of stuff, man. So, yeah. How you been, though?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm great. I think the last time that we were in the same room together, we were in probably some of the greatest football meetings I've ever been, led by the great Nathaniel Hackett, which is that was like my first question coming to you. Is like, look, me and you have shared some coaches. Some have left some scar tissue. Nathaniel Hackett certainly wasn't one of them. Right. He had like the craziest, the funniest, he's one of those guys every player loves, right? And I know he had his woes as a head coach and tumultuous like couple of years, whatever it is. But I wanted to ask you about him. Like from all the coaches you had, I know you were with the Raiders and then a little bit with the Chiefs, blah blah blah, kind of like me towards the end, couple of different teams, like real quick there at the end, but. Like when I look back at my time, like I think that Nathaniel Hackett was probably the funniest and coolest coach. And I was like, man, I spent 3 weeks with him. I wanted to ask you about him and about like the last couple of years in his career.
Yeah. So Nate Hackett, great person, I think the biggest thing I would say about Nate is that he really cared, right? As far as being offensive coordinator when, he was with us in Buffalo, and he was kind of the quasi quarterback coach too, because my first year we didn't have one, if you remember, Matt. And so Nate was kind of, hands-on with me as a rookie. And, going from Jimbo Fisher to Nathaniel Hackett was different. Jimbo was much more dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and Nate was kind of just, let's just put some letters out there and just have some fun, truthfully. And so on one point, it was free, it was fun, but I did enjoy that structure that I had from Jimbo. I did enjoy, at times, guys, and y'all both been coached by him, getting chewed out, if things weren't going right. And looking back on it, I felt like that was kind of what helped me be so locked in and be consistent and, really hold myself to that higher standard. Now, as athletes, we always hold ourselves to a higher standard, but that was just kind of the coaching style difference between Nate and Jimbo. But, I look back on it too. Nate was young, and, Matt, this as a QB, when you come into the league, man, it is nice to have either a veteran head coach, or veteran offensive coordinator, veteran quarterback coach, or a veteran like yourself in the room with you. And I didn't really get any of that. And I'm not making excuses. Right. It's, this is far, it's 10, 11, 12 years ago. But I think looking back on it, it would have been nice to have you there, truthfully, bro. And I mean that sincerely, because I was trying to learn how to be a pro, and on the field, you go out there, you make your throws, you go through your reads. That stuff is a part of playing ball. But I think the Monday through Saturday of being a pro, and when to show up, and how to do a meeting with the offensive line for protections, and how to talk to your backs about, hey, you need to pick this up. Those little small nuances, Nate didn't really know that stuff, because he was a new offensive coordinator in the league. And so I was kind of learning by fire a little bit, but I got a lot of respect for Nate Hackett, and I know he put in a lot of time and effort to help me grow as a young player.
See, you got Jimbo, too, as a head coach. Like, we got him for multiple years. Matt had him for 4. I had him for 3 as an offensive coordinator. And I would have loved to see
every
him.
day in the film, right? I assume since he was the head coach, he wasn't with you, like, every single moment of the day.
He was with us every day. Listen,
I was going to ask if he ever left you outside.
No, he was always in the quarterback room. Look, Jimbo is who he is, man. And I'm sure when he was at A&M, maybe he started to delegate a little bit, because I know he had another coach coming in and calling plays his last year there. But, when I was at Florida State, and really that was the expectation when he was recruiting me, and I've told both of you this story, it was between Florida State and LSU. And so I was a huge fan of you guys, saw your championship run, and then Jimbo leaves and goes to Florida State, and then he starts recruiting me at FSU. And so I really wanted to play for him, because I had a respect for how he reared up his quarterbacks, like Matt Flynn, like Jamarcus Russell, like Rohan Davey, those kind of guys, Matt Mock. And so I wanted to play under that type of tutelage. But then I saw the greatness of LSU. I saw the dopeness of the Death Valley and the lights and the flair. And again, you guys have just came off a championship. But yeah, Jimbo spent a ton of time with us. I'd say 99.9% of the time he was in the quarterback room as a head coach for Florida State.
That's fair.
Oh man, did y'all have Coley? Was he there with y'all as well at Florida State?
We did. We had James Coley, who was our tight ends coach.
Yeah.
Technically, Coley was the OC, but Jimbo called the plays.
Yeah, Jimbo wouldn't let nobody else call anything.
Yeah, and Damian Craig was also our quarterback coach, and I believe he was with you guys at some point.
Yeah, we had both those guys.
Well.
That was both of our GAs. And what year would that have been, Flynn? 04, 05?
Coley was there 04 because he would run the scout team with Jordan Reaver. So Coley was running the scout team and I was playing a lot of scout, and he had just got there, and he would just run around with the drawings, the plays,
right?
Going, let's go, come on, boys,
you gotta get there. Come on, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, man.
And then
he's had a hell of a career, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still at Georgia, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's a receivers coach there, but he's been the coordinator there. He's been a coordinator at A&M. I mean, he's been some big places.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, James Coley, again, great person, first and foremost, a great family, and he's done an excellent job. And, he's a Miami guy. And so now that I live in South Florida, he and I try to keep in touch whenever he's down here, try to see him. But, I think back on those times, when you're 18, 19, 20, you're still kind of a kid. And so those guys were like extra dads or extra uncles, brothers, whatever you want to call them. So that's how I was raised, by Jimbo, by James Coley, by Damian Craig. And I want to give D. Craig a ton of love, too. I believe he's at Georgia State. And, man, I can remember those off seasons where you couldn't really spend time with the coaches and all that kind of stuff. I would go to his office and he would, write up scripts for me to learn protections. And I'm talking about really learn them. You know what I mean? Because during the season, you don't really have that much time to really hone in on certain things. And D. Craig, I give him a lot of credit for how he kind of helped me, beyond just throwing the ball and all that kind of stuff. The actual smarts and intelligence of playing the position, he helped me a ton.
All right, EJ, so I wanted to have you on today to kind of talk quarterbacks in this upcoming year because you and I talk about it every single day. We'll probably talk about it again later this afternoon. This is a special year, it feels like, for quarterbacks. And we know the guy that's here in Garrett Nussmeier. Very excited to see what he does in year number 2. But I want to have you on to talk a little Cade Klubnik. That's who LSU plays in the opening week. You and I have talked about that game so much already. We went and linked, with it the last 2 days, I think, over on Off Campus. For LSU fans that don't maybe know who Cade Klubnik is, who is he and how have you seen him grow and develop at Clemson?
Yeah, he's a 4-year starter for one. And I know he didn't start the full first year as a freshman, but he played a bunch because DJ Uiagalelei was getting subbed out. But I think you have a player in Cade Klubnik who has gone through the fire. And what I mean by that is he came in with the expectation of being the next Trevor Lawrence or the next Deshaun Watson. And all he's done is won 2 ACC championships. Last year, take his team to the CFP. And I really have felt like he's grown every week, not even just year to year, like covering the ACC network. I've seen Cade grow as a person, literally like in stature, because when he got at Clemson, he was kind of a lean kid, kind of skinny, truthfully, not a big guy.
Yeah.
So he's obviously put a lot of weight on because now he's mature. He's about probably 21, 22 years old, grown man. But also his timing, his patience in the pocket, his knowing when to take off and run and when to sit back there and allow a receiver to kind of do his thing at the top of a route and come open. So, look, I know that's at the Clemson version of Death Valley, but I'm telling you what, for the LSU fans that don't know about this guy, man, this dude is tough as hell. Like, he is tough. He can run. He'll put his shoulder down, and he'll try to run through some guys, which I wouldn't advise, Cade, but he's that kind of competitor. And I think you're really going to see 2 quarterbacks in that game that are probably going to be top 5 picks. But Cade Klubnik could certainly be the number 1 overall pick if he has the season that I'm expecting him to.
Yeah, EJ, I want to actually take a step back and look at this past draft. I want to talk a little bit about Cam Ward. Going to Tennessee, number 1 draft pick. I mean, you have this experience about being a first-round pick and going to a spot that is a place that needs a little help, right?
Yeah.
You need some help. Cam Ward goes to this place. He had such great stats, great college career. How do you think he translates to Tennessee specifically, not just the NFL, but in the position that he's going to be with the supporting staff around him, a team that has really struggled? I mean, they just had a first-rounder a couple of years ago that is not who they wanted it to be, whether that's his fault or the organization's fault. But how do you see that transition?
I see the transition smooth for Cam Ward, and there's 2 big reasons. One is the head coach is Brian Callahan, and Callie was my quarterback coach my last year in Oakland. And I say that because of the personality fit between Brian Callahan and Cam Ward. And we all know as a quarterback, especially when you get drafted, and then when you get drafted high, you're like best friends. You guys are kind of like tied by the hip. You use the head coach, the coordinator, and that QB. And so I know that's going to mesh well. And I even told Cam this because I covered his pro day, and I saw Callahan kind of following him everywhere he went. Like, I'm talking about Callie was probably 5 to 10 feet radius-wise from Cam Ward the entire day. And I told Cam, I said, man, look, if you end up going to Tennessee, that guy is going to help you. That guy is going to spend a ton of time and make sure you have success. And I think that's so important when you, as a head coach, have a vested interest to have success for your young quarterback. Sometimes guys, especially if they didn't play the position, they don't really get it. Right. And no disrespect to guys who didn't play that position, but they don't really understand the nuances of being a rookie and the expectation of a number 1 overall pick. And the second part, Cam Ward has an infectious mentality in the sense, and Hester and I talked to him before the draft. And I think Hester, as meathead as he is, he was like, well, damn, I'll run through a brick wall for this kind of guy. Cause he even mentioned like applying pressure to defenses. And that's just how he is. That's in his DNA. And if people look at the track of Cam Ward, 0-star coming out of high school. Didn't get recruited by anybody. Wing T offense in high school. So didn't really get the opportunities. But incarnate word, Washington State, Miami, truly a guy who got it out the mud, we like to say. And I think the fact that he's kind of been 0 and now he's the number 1 guy, he's not going to be, in a situation where he's like, I've arrived and this is done and I don't have to do any more work and all this kind of stuff. He's going to bust his tail to be successful. So I don't know if they win a Super Bowl in the next 4 years in this rookie contract, but I do know he's going to have a successful start to his career, and it's going to be a long.
Yeah, EJ, I'm looking at their quarterback room right now. Cam Ward, Will Levis, Brandon Allen, Tim Boyle. So you kind of brought it up earlier with your past experience about you wanted and you wished for that veteran presence. Now they have it a little bit more in their coach than you did in your situation, but things happen in training camps. Like maybe something happens in the Browns organization and Flacco becomes available. Would you be a proponent for Cam Ward and maybe even Will Levis too on that same breath to bringing in like I do want
to mention. So I played golf with Brandon Allen, their quarterback. This dude can crush a golf ball. I had to give a little golf here. My God, bro, dude, crush a golf ball. But you know what? If Joe Flacco became available, I think. And you know this, man, like you got to have the conversation with the veteran, right? Like you got to know, hey, look, your role is to come in here and teach these young guys to be a professional. And I believe I saw a clip of Joe Flacco basically saying, look, because I know they brought in Shedeur Sanders and Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. Like, look, I'm coming here to compete. I want to play. And so I think that would be the main conversation. And I told Cam this too. I said, look, man, when you get there, you're the number 1 overall pick. Don't go in there shy. Like you got to speak up and you ask and tell them what you want. And, as a quarterback in the league, I didn't even realize I had that kind of power. Like, again, I wish I could have went to the GM, Doug Whaley, and said, nah, keep Matt Flynn here with us. And I'm sure, Flynn, you probably want to go and play somewhere else. I think he went back to Seattle or Green Bay, actually. But, I wish I had took the reins from my career and said, look, I need some type of veteran leadership. I need, even if he's not playing, I need to be able to see and be critiqued by somebody who's done it, not just a coach, but somebody who's actually been in that pocket and been in that fire, man. So, yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco would be good, but I think the conversation before he joined that team needs to be, hey, you're coming in to teach and be almost like a player's coach, not just somebody that's going to take this guy's job because he's our guy. He's the number 1 pick.
EJ, another quarterback that I wanted to ask you about because obviously we're on here in Louisiana, so we talk a lot of New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shuck, somebody that you watched a lot in the ACC there at Louisville. He is somebody the Saints selected at 40. Now he's going to be in a battle with Spencer Rattler, but he, like in the offseason, he has won the fans over. Like he's saying all the right things on all the podcasts, talking about the city of New Orleans and the food and everything. But what about once he gets between the lines? How do you feel about Tyler Shuck trying to go win the Saints starting quarterback job?
Yes. Well, look, I want to give Spencer Rattler some love too because we got a chance to talk to him at the Super Bowl. And I was a fan. Like I had kind of seen him from the I think the Netflix show and obviously his tenure in college. And I got a lot of respect for him. And I think he's going to do a good job. But Tyler Shuck, strong arm, older, so obviously more mature, but obviously not matured in the sense of playing on the field in the NFL level. I expect if he does get a chance to play, granted, it's going to be a learning curve like it is for all of us young QBs. But I think, again, he's a big guy. He's more athletic and agile than I think he gets credit for. And that's kind of what you have to have as a young quarterback in the league because you're going to get, caught with your pants down at times. They're going to bring a blitz that you have not seen before, or your right tackle is going to get whooped by one of these all-star defensive ends. You're going to have to make a play athletically to get yourself in position to make a throw. And he can do all those things. And so, I told you my neighbor is Devon Godchild and actually Jarvis Landry. They both literally live next door. But I talked to DG.
I mean, if you would have made the right choice, you would have been the trio, the Tiger trio.
I tell them that
right
all the time. I know, man. I know. But I still got love for my Florida State people, and they treated me great like family. But I always ask DG how he's doing. Yeah. And, Devon was like, look, the young boy can play. Yeah. And so you got a D tackle talking like that and a guy who's been in the league 9-10 years, then obviously he's earned the respect of his team. So I don't know if he'll start. And I'm pretty sure Kellen Moore, who I know very well, is probably not going to rush, Tyler Shuck's situation. But if he's the best quarterback coming out of camp, you got to roll with him.
All right, quick question. We'll put you on the spot here a little bit.
Come on.
Give me your opinion on the tush push.
I love it, man.
The Saints might be doing it now with Kellen Moore.
Doing it.
Yeah, look, like for the league to try to outlaw a damn play, like are we getting that petty to the point where like, guys, just line up and stop it? Like,
right. I'm with you.
Who's to say, like, what kind of rule change potential? I know they didn't change the rule, but yeah, I love the tush push. And I was a guy who was 240, 235 playing. And so I was a quarterback sneak guru. So anytime Hester or one of them guys fell on like the 2 or 1 yard line, we already knew what time it was. I'm not even looking at Jimbo. I'm calling the plays, quarterback sneak. I'm getting me a touchdown.
Touchdown vulture, EJ Manuel, right there.
Absolutely. Gotta get it when I can.
Just taking the fullback dive away from you there. EJ, you're the man. I appreciate you hopping on with us this morning. I'll talk to you in like 5-6 hours.
About 6 hours. Yep. Sounds good, boys. Appreciate
you, EJ.
God bless y'all,
Good seeing you, buddy.
Right,
you as well. All right. As my co-host in the afternoons over on Off Campus, College Sports Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 84. Check us out there from 2 to 5 Central Time. A lot of fun there with
so good.
With EJ, man. He really loved LSU. Really loved it when he was getting recruited. And he's got love for his school, Florida State. He said it there, but all the time whenever we're talking, we bring up LSU. My guy lights up a little bit. Can you imagine if EJ would have been the quarterback on 2011 LSU?
So let's see. His freshman year at Florida State was 09, 08, 09?
I think it was
because he said he was getting recruited by Jimbo at LSU.
I think it was 08, yeah.
And
so
Jimbo
11 would
left
have been
after
his senior
06.
year.
Yeah.
Ooh, that team would have been having a first.
We
round
might have crossed the 50.
Maybe.
We're still getting stopped.
Oh,
man. Yeah, so I was signed in Buffalo after, thankfully getting released by the Raiders. So I'm a Buffalo. Was there for,
you get released by Oakland, you're like, yes!
Yeah! Pop the
high
champagne.
five to the GM. Yes.
Picking up my wife, spinning around in a circle. Let's go. I was there for 3 weeks, buddy, because EJ was hurt at the time.
Right.
I walk into those meetings.
That's why, like I said, like QB1 on the Meathead team, because EJ, he was one of those guys that didn't really have respect for his body, like in a good way. Like, and that's why he was joking about, I forget what quarterback he was talking about. Kate Clemens, like, yeah, just slide, buddy, or get out of the way. Don't take those hits like I did. He had like 6 knee surgeries, like 2 shoulder surgeries.
He laughed too when I said, yeah, we both got the same scar tissue from old coaches.
Yeah.
He knew what I was talking about.
Yep. It is funny to hear him kind of talk about not having a vet too. And so as soon as he said that, I started thinking about the Saints, because you've got a new head coach, you've got an incredibly young quarterback room.
Yep.
Now Nussmeier has certainly been through the fire as far as a coach, and so at least you have a coordinator, quarterback coach that has been in the league for around college football, NFL for a long time.
Well, they're better set up at the Saints right now because of at least their head coach, their quarterback coach played. Now they weren't like long-term starters or anything, but they played in the league. And Nussmeier's been in the league. When he went, like Hackett wasn't a player.
Right.
The head coach was it was kind of like less like he was more focused on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So like he was all alone, like from the experience standpoint.
Yeah. I think he said the other 2 quarterbacks were like young quarterbacks that were undrafted.
Jeff Toole and Thad Lewis, I believe.
Jeff Toole and Thad Lewis.
Yep. I put on a Bills uniform one time. I
got a big head and a big brain sometimes. I have no idea who those 2 human beings are.
That's shocking because literally everybody that's ever played a sport.
I think Thad Lewis is on the Browns jersey, the famous Browns jersey. I'm pretty sure he is.
Yep.
Jeff Toole?
Jeff Toole.
Where the hell is Jeff Toole from?
I don't know, but I always get emails saying like Jeff Toole wants to connect on LinkedIn.
No, you don't.
I do. I got it the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, teammate.
If that tells you about Jeff Toole, shout out. Sorry.
No, Jeff Toole
kind of dragging you in the mud here.
Dude. Great dude.
Probably was, but if he's hitting you up on LinkedIn, that tells you what his pro career was.
So I got there, and Thad Lewis started the first game I was there. I wasn't dressed out. I had just got there like the day before. And then the next week, I'm dressed out because Thad Lewis got hurt, and Jeff Toole started. And we're playing the Bengals, like Zimmer, AA gap mugs.
Oh, fun.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I think we either beat them or got damn close to it because Hackett had like 9 plays going into a game. It was 1 through 9. And and it was just fast. And they couldn't get in their AA gaps because we were going so fast.
Because he's like, I mean, if he wasn't the inventor of it, which I think he was, he mastered it.
Yeah. He might not have invented it, but he perfected it.
They had a couple of
they
had a couple of linebackers there. Malaluga from USC, y'all remember that name?
Yeah, Ray Malaluga, right?
Another guy that had no respect for his body, and again, in a good way. He was just like, I'm going to do whatever. Don't really care.
Cincinnati?
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. He was in Cincinnati.
Perfect.
You play against them. Yeah, it's just like, they got some psycho guys up here. They're going to run these AA mugs.
They don't have respect for their bodies or their opponents' bodies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he had one guy, Keith Rivers from USC, that couldn't buy in to what he needed mentality-wise. Like, the guy looked like Tarzan. I mean, he was put together, but like he didn't last as long in the defense because he wanted him to be reckless, and he wasn't that style of player. So Yeah, they want you to like.
AJ Hawk finished there. I don't know if he finished. He might have finished with the Falcons, but he was with the Bengals for a little while.
With the Falcons.
Yeah.
They wanted you to like last 3 years, and they get a new you in 3 more years. Basically,
coach wants what he wants.
All right, we are going to step away. Enjoyed that conversation. Appreciate my guy hopping on with us. We'll be back. More OTB. Yeah, it's Thursday. We still got Munchies coming up later on in the show. We got a little big deal or no big deal all coming your way on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com is the website. You go sign up for residential commercial service right there at the bottom of the website. You want a roll-off dumpster? They got 3 sizes to choose from. You not sure, right? Not sure which size to get. Well, you call them. You say, hey, here's what I've got going on. I've got this in my home. I got this in my office. It's this size. Here's how many rooms I'm clearing out. And they make sure that you get the right size. 225-612-2477 and always online at trashrangers.com.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all had issues getting a hold of companies. If you call Trash Rangers, they answer. Amazing customer service. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what your project is, whatever it is that they can help you. Give them a call. 1,000 5-star reviews, 20,000 customer service every single week. That's trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com.
Baton Rouge is home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Ben Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Ludicrous. Yeah, man. Once again, this song. You know we had to do it again, right?
We had to do it again, boy. I want you to sing to these ladies, man.
So I'm on first. Let's get it. Baby, I that you're fine when I know what you got in mind tonight. Got me feeling like should I see girl.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
It's got some big couple skate vibes right here.
Tell me about it. You said that like you don't know this song.
I mean, I've heard it. It's not on the commonly played playlist.
Is mine. Heard this on saxophone yesterday. I shared it to the world. You're welcome.
You heard this on saxophone?
Yeah, there was somebody that
this specific song.
He takes R&B songs and he just Kenny G's it.
I'd like to see your timeline.
It is R&B music. It's dance videos. It's now card breaks.
Obscure sports facts.
Not really.
Man, my feed is full of card breaks right now.
We did the. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we've done this before, but it wasn't when you were here. Pull up your phone and what's the first reel that comes up on your phone?
Somebody like if you go to popular page or whatever they call
No,
that.
like, because you can do your reels.
Yep. So how do you
like
do
the
that?
little button, or I guess you're. But you know
Oh,
this.
I see what you're saying.
What's the first reel that pops up for you? Mine's at LSU. In Omaha reel.
Mine is a Washington Nationals reel, which is odd.
Mine's
all right. Mine's a NBA mock draft. It had to hear us talking because when I talked about it earlier in the show, that's the first time I've said NBA mock draft in a year.
Mine popped up and said, "Are sports cards a Ponzi scheme?"
These feel very on brand.
I think Lacey put that in there.
She might have put that in there. We can dive into that later.
About you had a big hit.
Had a big hit last
You
night.
had a big hit last night.
Y'all ever heard there's this quarterback that plays in the National Football League? Some people call it the NFL. His name's Jaden Daniels. Anybody ever heard of him?
Once
Few
or twice.
times.
Few times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a big one. Little Jaden Daniels downtown. For those sports nerds out there like myself.
Yeah,
you know what that means.
Yep. If you're
part of the Ponzi scheme.
Donner's Optic and you're trying to hit a big card, a downtown and an uptown is the biggest that you're going to find in those boxes, and the biggest of all the downtowns and uptowns is a Jaden Daniels downtown. And Flynn accidentally did it.
Accidentally. Check this out. Brought this one in today. Check this out. This is called an uptown here. Little guy by the name of Roger Staubach, Taylor's guy.
It's the only Cowboys quarterback that Taylor likes.
Is it?
No, I love Troy Aikman.
So there's two.
There's two.
We got two.
He hates Dak and he hates Tony.
True.
If I pull a Quincy Carter, I'm going to let you know.
Quincy Carter,
Exciting.
legend, Shreveport, Bossier City Battle Wings.
What's Quincy doing now? Let's get him on
I
the
don't
show.
know, but he played for the Battle Wings.
Let's get him on.
Let's get him on the show. A little catch up.
Might not be hard. William says, Flynn, I hate you. How many did you rip before pulling that Jaden? Couple.
First card ever.
A couple.
We've ripped a couple.
You've had some good luck with Jaden, with Caleb Williams. Like you have some quarterback luck.
Yep. Yeah, I've had some quarterback luck. I'm sitting here. I just pulled this one. This is a Caleb Williams out of 125, rated rookie, right here. Caleb Williams.
I know, like I'm loyal to a fault. Like Caleb Williams didn't do anything to me, didn't do anything to LSU, right? But because he went before Jaden, and I'm always going to be on team Jaden, like I'll get a Caleb card and like immediately like we're selling this puppy. Get it out of here. Don't want it.
Yeah. Now, but how long do you hold on to that? Because I think Jaden has righted that wrong already.
He has. I didn't say
and
it was
will
smart.
continue to right that wrong.
You're right.
But I will say every time. I don't know how he got fed this information, but every time we do pull, my son, if he sees a Russell Wilson, he rips it up.
My boy. It's my boy, Huck. It's my boy.
I didn't grow him with hate in his heart, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's just funny. I think he does it as a joke now.
No,
He's just he's like, Dad, ha ha ha.
Yeah, I like it.
Like,
I'm with you, Huck.
Thanks, bud.
Before we take a break,
Got
got a
my
little
bag.
big deal or no big deal. I think it's a big deal. Shout out to Huck for doing that. He's always in the foxhole. I want you to go to gotommies.com, GEAUX Tommies.com. Tommy's windows, doors, and siding. You go to the website, you'll clearly see the difference. Award-winning best windows in Baton Rouge, according to the Advocate in 2025. They stack awards year after year after year. GoTommies.com. And when we come back here, we're going to play a little big deal or no big deal on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com. Allstartoyota.batonrouge.com is the website. Buying new, leasing, renting, everything is available. And when I say everything, it's not just one in each category in leasing and renting. We're talking about everything. The full fleet is ready to go. So if you've got a vacation coming up for the 4th of July, you want to go ahead, get out of town, but you don't want to put miles on your vehicle. Maybe you need something a little bit bigger because you got some extra stuff. You're going to the beach. You got all the beach toys. Well, if that is the case, you can go rent that Sienna. You can rent the Tundra, Tacoma, Sequoia, whatever it might be. Again, per day rental prices, allstartoyota.batonrouge.com.
It doesn't matter what your needs are. If you work outside and you're hauling a bunch of equipment, they got trucks. If you're hauling a bunch of kids, they got vans. If you need something with great gas mileage, whatever it is, Toyota is so reliable. Go to their website right now. See what they have available on the lot. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Value Ford is taking $11,000 off MSRP with 4.9% for 60 months on the new 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, plus the complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 7.
If I should die before I wake, it's 'cause
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Oh, you know this.
This is a hit.
Okay.
I'm feeling it. This gives me good vibes. I was kind of tired up until this point right now. I'm back.
I mean, it is R&B Thursday.
You were just staring at the bottom of your cup.
I was like, please let there be something in there. I was like, let there be something in there. I drank it all. I'm just trying to let you get the Chris Brown part, but.
What did we say about saying that we're tired?
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
Well, I said that. I was just setting up the fact that I'm energized now.
Okay.
I was setting it
What
up.
about Tay Tay? Tay Tay was the one that really started I need energy talk.
He got his hand
Speaking of
on his chin, kind of
speaking of Tay Tay, how about me taking crap from every one of you for being the only one not going to the celebration? I just found out Matt's the only one in the room that went.
Yeah, I didn't go.
You didn't go either?
I said it at the beginning of the show. I watched.
I thought it was 2 and 2 though. Matt's
No,
the only
I
one
ended
that
up
went.
not going because
Oh,
it was
buddy.
5:30,
Yeah.
and I was like, 8 o'clock feels
We
real
did give
late.
you hell. I'll apologize, but when
Yes.
they said 8 o'clock, I said,
Yeah, exactly.
And
I ain't doing that.
I like left my house at 5:30, and my thighs were like sticking to the car seat because I was so damn sweaty that I was like, I am not gonna go sit out there.
Laundry, you even got a credential, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, I'll tell you what.
there's enough people supporting LSU.
Yeah,
there.
I
Go
think
Tigers.
it was fine, yeah.
We were waffling a little bit.
I went all the way to Omaha. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't
but
think
it
I don't
was
think the
just
crowd was
celebration.
sparse because this room didn't show up.
Yeah, well, we were waffling a little bit. We were at the house, man. It's pretty comfortable here. It's pretty hot out there. We didn't really know what to expect. It'd be like, people be packed in the outfield bleachers, what it was. But then, luckily enough, we got some seats in the L Club section. So we were like, all right, let's just do this. And we're glad we did. Our kids had a fantastic time. Like my son in the car on the way home, he's like, that was one of the top days of my life.
Oh, that's all.
Oh,
I
I love that.
Oh, for
so
sure.
that's what I was going to say earlier is that when you were talking about your kids being super excited about getting the autographs and stuff like that, I was like, they're going to be talking about that the way that we talk about memories as kids, and I love that.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Huck ran around, and then my little girls kind of ran on the field. They ran from first base to second base. We're loving it, playing in the dirt and stuff. And then my son was running around with a buddy of his, and he had those cards I told you about. He had a ball, getting a couple autographs here and there. And man, the boys on the LSU team, they were the sweetest dudes, man. They were awesome. Yep. They were great. I mean, they're sitting there and enjoying their celebration, and they I'll be darned if they didn't sit there and talk to him and say, "How you doing, buddy?"
Yeah.
And it was great. I had a great time.
I'm glad y'all had that, man. That's fun. It's a lot of fun. We talked about going, but the 8 p.m. with the kiddos.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
It was tough. Yeah. It was hot, like I said. Not a breath of air out there.
Woo! Head in the oven. All right, let's get to a little big deal or no big deal.
Big deal. Ain't no
Every
big deal.
time.
Big deal.
Every time.
No big deal.
We did this when you were here before.
Oh boy, I forgot.
Big deal.
You changed the name of this segment.
What did you change the name to?
It was big deal or no deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's like, well, it's got to be
I was
big
like,
deal or no big deal.
Well, that's a dumb name.
Yeah. Big deal or no big deal? The NBA draft happened last night.
MBD.
For this crew?
I mean,
Objectively, or
they try to make it so big, and I'm not hating on them for that, but the NFL draft, it's its own thing, and there's hundreds of thousands of people over the course of 3 days that go to whatever site that it's at, and it's this big stage and it's this big production, and you know so many of the names, even in the 5th, 6th round. Quinn Ewers was a 7th round pick. He was in back-to-back college football playoffs as a quarterback at Texas. In the NBA draft, it's after the first 7 picks, if you don't do a deep dive into college basketball, it's I don't know who that human is. right, and the only reason I knew most of them is because I have to talk about them like on air. It's just it doesn't have the punch that the NFL draft has.
It does if you love NBA.
I mean, you got to love. It has to be
the show that's on before our show from 6 to 7. Like they talk every time I turn on their NBA like heavy. They love it, so it's a big deal to them. But like for this room and me specifically, it is not at all a big deal. Sorry, it's just me.
Yeah, like I follow NBA more than a lot of people, and like I'm sitting down watching it last night. I had forgotten that the second round was actually tonight. I thought it was just all in one night. I'm like, oh, when the hell did they change that?
Right.
And it's one, and then a lot of times.
I still didn't know. I just found that out.
Yeah.
That's breaking news to me.
Yeah, the second round's actually tonight.
I thought that they did it
all
last
the European players that are drafted now, like you could see the guys on the desk or whatever, like they're trying to give you like, oh, this guy played in Turkey or whatever.
That's
they
tough,
don't know
man.
half the guys. Like I'm looking right now. Somebody put out a list that they did like a big board of like the top 15 available players. I know 4 of them out of the top
Not
15.
bad.
Well, one's Janai Broom from Auburn and Tyrese Proctor from Duke. Like, those are big time programs. Outside of those two guys, that's pretty much it.
Like 27, 28% of them. Someone in the chat earlier said, Matt, you really need to pick up your game on your basketball and NBA knowledge. I'm like, bud, I just learned baseball.
It's baby steps.
Baby steps, all right?
Baby.
Learn baseball.
One sport at a time.
One sport at a time. We'll get there.
All right, Flynn, what you got?
Oh, all right. Got one. I did keep forgetting about this segment. Shoot. All right. Big deal, no big deal. After LSU was chasing Bo Bentley and he committed to Oklahoma.
Yep.
Comes out on Monday that LSU offered 4-star Bryson Beaver from California. And then on Tuesday, he commits to Oregon. Big deal? No big deal.
It's a huge deal. His last name's Beaver, and he goes to Oregon.
Yeah.
Should have gone to
Their
Oregon
rival is the Beavers.
That is so fair. Like, if he played his cards
huge,
right.
Huge deal.
Huge deal.
If
He could have gone to Oregon State.
Played his NIL cards.
All of it. It said Beaver on front and Beaver on back.
Both.
Wow.
Double Beaver.
Actually, Beeves and Beaver.
Double
but
Beeves.
same
That'd have
thing.
been cool.
Yeah.
You could have Beeves on the back too if you want to.
Yeah, he could play it up.
Yeah. It's,
Maybe
it's a big deal.
Huge
Not
deal.
a big deal for LSU though. Like you and I were talking about this a little bit before the show. They wanted Bo Bentley bad. I wanted Bo Bentley to come here. We had talked about him 2 months ago. He's a guy that I've followed for a while now. You lose him to Oklahoma on Friday. You don't even offer this kid till Monday. He's taking his visit to Oregon Tuesday. Like, it was pretty much already a lost cause. Like, they were kind of swinging for the fences on this one. You can always just get a quarterback out of the portal nowadays, too. You'll have Van
you're
Buren
heavy
back.
into the 27 class.
Yes.
Like
you're-
you got
you're
like
good.
5 top targets that you're full court press on in the 27 class.
You'll have Van Buren next year. Even if you keep Colin Hurley, you can go get a backup out of the portal. Top kids in 27. Like, you're fine.
Yeah. I know we kind of hammered the recruiting visits and stuff a couple of weeks ago, but I was looking at this Bryson Beaver. I was looking him up after you'd said it, and he tweeted out on Monday, I got this offer, and in capital letters, GAUX Tigers. And then the tweets and everything, I get it, like, thank you for doing this, but he says go Tigers, GAUX, all caps.
Stolen valor, Beaver.
Stolen valor. And then the next day,
I know.
It's weird.
I know. It's
all
like
weird to me.
blessed to receive an offer from.
High five hands.
I don't know, so why do you think that they're not coming to LSU? Because we already have depth there, or do you think they just don't want to come to LSU? Like,
I know about Bryson Beaver ain't coming.
Well, I also think that you see, LSU has a young quarterback in Van Buren that started almost a full season in the SEC, who's still very young. And then I think you also see the 27 class, and that's an elite quarterback class. And LSU is going to get one of the 5 that they're after. And you run away from competition a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think so.
At this day and age, I know everybody always wants to take a quarterback every class, stacking quarterbacks, and I'm sure LSU will do that and still wants to do that. But, maybe it's a lot of times, maybe it's if your top guy falls out, maybe at that point it's just to get another arm in there. Maybe a guy pans out, maybe he doesn't. But in this day and age in college football, there's absolutely zero panic mode from these college coaches because You're LSU. You've had 2 Heismans in the last 6 years. Like, you can get a guy.
Yeah. You've had 2 Heisman in the last 6 years, and this guy might be another one.
You could get a guy that's probably started 2 years in college football already after that, whenever you need it. So, I mean, of course, you want to stack it, and you want to have the numbers, and you would love for a guy to go the route of Garrett Nussmeier and graduate where he signed out of high school. But
Matt
you don't
Flynn.
Well, I'm talking about Garrett Nussmeier.
I'm talking about you. And I'm talking about this break. We'll continue big deal, no big deal to end hour number 2 of OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552, 24/7, 365. Weekend, holiday, game day, does not matter. If you need them, they will always be there. Now, not just in Central. That's the name. Of course, they can help you in Central, but we're talking to the entire greater Baton Rouge area. So if you go to centralplumbing.org, you'll see that number that I gave you for emergency service, not only in emergencies, bathroom remodels, tankless water heaters. They can do that for you as well. If you get home late from the ball field, from dance, from whatever, you got all these things going on, you still got to shower, do laundry, do dishes. You don't have to worry. You'll have hot water the entire time when you go tankless with Central Plumbing.
Trusted partners for any of your plumbing needs. Doesn't matter what is happening, if it's the middle of the night, if it's the 4th of July, whatever, 24/7 emergency services. Call Central Plumbing today. See how they can help. Centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Value Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Value Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Value Automotive is going to do right by you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, we're going to continue a little big deal or no big deal. to wrap up hour number 2, Alondra, Tay, y'all ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. So, are we all familiar with Liver King?
Yes, very familiar.
So, Liver King, what? You're not familiar?
Nah.
Oh.
You don't know who Liver King is?
We'll explain during the break.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, he was arrested in Austin, Texas yesterday.
Okay.
Because he put out some Instagram videos that he was on his way to Austin, Texas, and he was threatening Joe Rogan in these videos. And he was like, "Hey, you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, I don't care. I don't know any jiu-jitsu, but like, I'll whoop you," kind of thing. Like, that's not verbatim what he said.
Right. Probably some more words in there.
Right. Big deal or no big deal. The Liver King getting arrested in Austin, Texas for trying to kill Joe Rogan.
It's a big deal because Joe Rogan, I feel like, would put him away pretty quickly.
Probably so.
Have you
Like,
seen the videos
just because
of Joe
you
Rogan?
eat livers and just because you're on roids doesn't mean you can fight. Just because you got those muscles, like Joe Rogan can fight.
Yeah.
Like Joe Rogan goes
He's like
and is
trained.
like an actual trained fighter.
Right.
You're just on the needle. So
Taylor,
it's a big deal that you
What the
think that.
hell is this? I just Googled this guy.
Yeah. So Liver
he
King.
eats raw meat slash like
He became famous
raw
because he was
livers.
like
Sitting in
jacked
a
up,
throne?
Yeah.
and he would eat all these weird.
He's a king.
All he was eating
Liver King.
was like meat and of course like liver and stuff. But then it came out he failed a drug test, had all these steroids in his body, and he was like, "Yeah, okay."
Dude, I bet his punches are slower than Adrian Peterson's in that video we played last week.
I'm gonna say
cracks me up.
It's a big deal because he should be arrested. There's a lot of like keyboard badasses out there that just make threats and like if someone's threatening you, no matter where it is, if it's on a computer, it's on radio, it's on a Instagram, whatever it is, arrest their ass.
Yeah.
Especially
I actually want to see him and Joe fight.
That'd be really funny.
my God.
I would pay money
I
to
would
watch
too.
that.
Like Joe Rogan, he's been in my life a long time. I used to sit there. I think it was
Fear
Friday
Factor?
nights. Fear Factor. Are you kidding me?
I used to love Fear Factor.
So
I
good.
loved it too. My favorite version was when it was on the Chappelle Show. Do y'all remember those?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's not my first time, Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe.
Yeah,
Killing
shout out
it.
Dave Chappelle as well.
Killing
Goated
everything
show.
he does.
All right, we'll take a break. Hour 3, OTB, coming back your way, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
Liver King didn't go to your Goodwood because he did it the wrong way.
He did it
Whatever
the
he did is
way
wrong. Don't
way.
go to where the Liver King went to. Go to
Probably has to.
Jeez and Pete's. Go to Goodwood. YourGoodwood.com is the website. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Book your consultation in the bottom right corner of that website. But when you go to the website, you can check out a full list of services they can help you out with. You get an idea on the pricing as well. If you want to check them out on social media, top right corner of the website, Facebook, Instagram, click on that tab. It'll take you to that page. Also, if you want to pick up the phone, give them a call. Let them know, hey, here's what I'm dealing with. They're going to get to the bottom of it, get you an answer to your question, 225-4GD-WOOD.
Yeah, everybody has a problem. There is somebody out there that can diagnose it and fix it, whether it's sexual performance, whether it's you're just feeling a little groggy, not the same energy. YourGoodwood.com. Go check them out today. See how they can help you. See pricing. YourGoodwood.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Good morning. It's a 9 a.m. here on Thursday, June 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 94. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll have our Munchie segment with LSU executive chef Michael Johnson at 9:15. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. It's Off the Bench.
Sports.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB. You know, we were talking earlier with EJ Manuel about Tyler Shuck coming over from Louisville to the New Orleans Saints.
Mm-hmm.
We don't often see quarterback battles in the NFL. I was thinking about that when he was saying that. I was like, you either have someone who is established or you drafted somebody that you're praying becomes like the established guy. Not very often do you have a quarterback battle, but that's what the Saints have. I mean, they have Spencer Rattler. They've got Tyler Shuck. I mean, they're going to be going all training camp long fighting it out for this spot. Like in your NFL career, right?
Especially quarterback battles between two young
guys. That's true.
Like,
it's usually like an old vet.
Old vet versus in the young guy, but usually there's always a plan in place. That's why you draft young quarterbacks, even if it's not first round, because, of course, if you're at the top of the first round, you're expected to go in and play immediately. But usually your second, third, fourth, fifth guy, like you draft them because you got a guy there, and it's the grooming, getting them ready, all that stuff. But I'm trying to think that you mentioned that you bring it up. I'm trying to think of like young quarterback battles. And we kind of potentially could have
You had like
two.
Will Levis, Malik Willis, a little bit there at Tennessee. Now, neither one of those worked out. Malik Willis, who
Malik's
I think
been
actually
really good.
I was about to say, I
backup
actually think
up in Green Bay,
got a long future in the NFL.
Dude,
Might not
he
be
has
as the
showed
dude,
out.
but when he's gotten in the game,
when Jordan Love has been hurt up in Green Bay, Malik he's done really well for himself.
So I wonder, and I bring it up because I wonder how they're going to handle the reps. Like we see quarterback battles in college all the time,
That's a tricky part, man.
in college it's different because you're always around the facility. You're always that 20-hour rule they used to try to sell to everybody. You're 20 hours by Tuesday. It felt like, okay?
Yep.
So you get a chance and you get more reps, you get more interaction, you get a better idea. It's just not like that at the next level because you can only be there certain times, and there's not a lot of guys just hanging around the facility. Guys got families, they got other obligations. Not that they're not doing what they need to be doing. They are. They're getting it done, and then they're going home. They're doing other things. So I just wonder what the reps are going to look like because in college I feel like you get a pretty good idea. I mean, how many times did you have to repeat a play in college? Just repeat it. Oh, Les Miles.
Again.
Repeat it. You don't get that in the NFL. Like there's at least for me, like there was some repeating, but it wasn't because you got vets up there, Matt, that they're like, hey, my guy, if he doesn't got it, we ain't doing it. And they'll tell the coach, like, let's keep going.
Yeah, I think in the NFL, the reloads and the run it again, that happened if it was like a mental mistake within the interior of the play. Like a fullback went the wrong way or a tight end had the wrong motion. Like that would happen.
Right.
College, it's more like, oh, you just screwed that up flat. That looked ugly. Let's do it again.
Right.
But quarterback battles, any battle, really, like any position, but quarterback specifically, that is the hardest one to control, and every coach is going to do it differently. And trust me, I've been in a lot of quarterback battles. And you can either split it. There's lots of ways to split the reps. You can split it by series, and we're talking about practice. Like, we're going to take one practice, and for this series, you're going to go in with ones. This guy going with the twos. Next series, we'll switch it. You can do it by practice. So when I was in Seattle, there was a three-way competition. Myself, Tavares Jackson, Russell Wilson. And we did it by day. So you're the one today, you're the two today, you're the three today.
How did you like that?
So there's pros and cons to all of it. None of it is perfect. Okay. So if I have to look back on it, I think I like the day better because at least you got a day that you could settle in. You weren't worried about like, all right, I got to take advantage of every single little rep.
Right.
I got to go throw a touchdown or whatever. Because you got a whole day to get familiarize yourself with the center in the huddle with the guys around you. So that was probably the biggest chance of like getting in a rhythm.
Yeah.
However, just like anything, there's no perfect way to do it because, some days when you're doing that, you might be the ones when they're installing third down blitz packages. And it's like it's a tough day. It's always a tough day for the offense.
Right.
The day that they install like Bayer defense, there's some days that are traditionally harder on the offense than the defense just because of the install packages you put during a training camp series. So that kind of sucked because like this other guy was on the day that he was the ones.
He got base nickel defense.
Yeah, there's like guys wide open all over the place. Yeah. And I'm throwing it into tight coverage, blah, blah, blah. But it happens like that all the time. Like if I look back at quarterback competitions where it was, trading out by series. Or sometimes it was like, all right, offense has 10 plays in this specific series or this segment of practice, period, whatever you want to call it, whatever your team calls it. All right, Matt, Jamarcus, you get the first 5. Matt, you get the last 5. That sucks. Like because
I actually would have thought maybe that was more preferred because you get involved each and every day and not like the by day you're kind of the starter.
Again, there's no perfect way to do it, and I was involved in a lot of different ways. And the other way is like you split a period like that, or the other way would be to switch a period. Like, all right, Jamarcus, you have 10 reps this period. Next period, Matt's going to get 10 reps.
Right.
But then again, it's not an apples to apples comparison ever because the defense isn't always doing the same thing. You can't say, all right, Matt did this with this personnel against this coverage And Jamarcus did this with that same personnel versus same coverage because the defense is calling different plays. Like there's no one way. So the coach has to be really cognizant over the overall picture of how a quarterback is communicating, how he's getting through his progressions, and you're not ever grading on an apples to apples.
Right.
It's not ever. It's
all right.
It's not an objective situation.
Let's have quarterback coach Matt Flynn. If you've got the two guys right here behind us, Spencer Rattler, who was a rookie last year, got a handful of starts. You have Tyler Shuck coming in. We all know his story. Older quarterback for being a rookie quarterback, but neither one of these guys has a full year of starting in the NFL, obviously, okay? How would you handle the reps between these two players as they try to go win the job?
That's a good question. I would handle it by day. Just thinking back on how I, as a player, like to do it better. Like I said,
are you thinking eventually that because if you rotate days that like Spencer Rattler might get a sub day, which is third downs, and you're going to get more of that look, and then Shuck might have the first and second down stuff. But if you flip it eventually, Shuck's going to have the sub day, and Spencer's going to have first
and like I
second down.
said, there's no apples to apples comparison, so it's all subjective. So you just want to see how they respond. But I think giving them a full day, Spencer, you're the one today. Shuck, you're the one the next day. Like it gives them a full practice. You got 2 hours to get in there and at least get in a rhythm with your guys.
Yeah.
When you get thrown in and out, when you're having to come in and out, that's the worst. Like that's why I always hated 2 quarterback systems. They have worked at times.
I know you hated it. I was in the huddle with you.
It's the worst. Coach Miles, I really get out of rhythm.
Yeah.
When I come out of the game.
We're going to run speed option.
I appreciate that, but here's why we're going to keep doing it. That's how I'd handle it, though. I would do it by day, and that is coming from a guy with a lot of unfortunately, a lot.
That's why I asked you. Yeah,
I was never even.
You're an expert witness right now.
Expert witness.
Yes,
but
we are bringing you in for your testimony.
I had never done a competition like that, where it was day by day until I got to Seattle, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
I can respect that. And like you said, you get the one day might be more set up for failure on a quarterback than another day, but it's like that in practice too. Like if you're subbing out every period or halfway through practice, whatever it is, there's going to be periods that are more set up for failure and more set up for success. So the coach, you got to trust the coach. And these coaches for the Saints do seem like quarterback guys. Like they are very cognizant of the fact that, we're not going to, we need to grow with these guys. We need to build around them.
Yeah.
And based off of what we've been hearing from guys coming on this show from OTAs and minicamp, a lot to be at least positive about. Like, I don't think we're popping any champagne by any means, but I think we're going to be, I think Nick said it the first time we interviewed him. I'm pretty sure we're going to be not bad at quarterback, right?
Yes.
Which is a really positive statement. So, 1 week into OTAs, you got 2 really young guys competing, which we never see, but I'm
excited about the 2 guys that are competing. I think they both are hungry football players. I think they have both endeared themselves to the city, to the organization. They're fully bought in. We never got that with Derek Carr. When you look at Spencer Rattler, he was somebody out of high school that had the highest marks, right? Everybody was a believer in him. He was going to be a first-round pick when he was at Oklahoma. Didn't work out for him there. A guy named Caleb Williams comes along. He goes to South Carolina, has some good seasons there. There was flashes last year, and then you get Tyler Shuck, who's gone through injury, right? He goes through Oregon and Texas Tech. He goes to Louisville, finds kind of finally his home, and he started to thrive there. So there's some intrigue and some unknown there too, which might be bad, but it might be good.
I'm positive on it, man. I'm intrigued by this battle. I'm intrigued about how that position is going to look because Spencer did some really good things this past year with nothing around him. If you want to draw up worst case scenario for a rookie quarterback, just look back at what Spencer Rattler did last year. And I've always been a fan of his in college. I know EJ brought it up earlier in the show that everybody kind of knew him from the Netflix documentary. Not great in the court of public appeal.
Exactly. And look, if we were 17-year-olds and the producer was telling us to ham it up, do like this,
no
because
doubt.
that's what they do on those shows.
Sure.
Because I've only interviewed him twice, hung around him probably 3 times. He has been incredibly humble every time I've been around him. I think that getting out there and then the Oklahoma situation changed a lot for him in a positive way.
Definitely. So I'm excited to see it. Brennan in the chat said, "Yeah, Matt lost said battle." What he's talking about? Yep, sure did. Didn't lose it. Just ran out of time. Just ran out of time.
Look, all right.
We just ran out of time.
He won a battle. I mean, 07, you're starting quarterback. You started in the NFL. You won some battles.
It's fine, guys. I don't even lose sleep about it. It's cool.
Well, on that note, whenever we're talking about practice and somebody was asking why is every practice not the same, it is the same. Like the format is the same. So you're going to have, your individual drills, which kind of self-explanatory there. You're going to go to your certain position. You're going to have 7-on-7. You're going to have inside run. You're going to have team where everybody comes together. Inside run is going to be, it's a 9-on-7 period, right? So you hear 9-on-7 inside run, it's the same thing. But it's going to be different because on a sub day, like a third down day, 7-on-7 is going to look different. Inside run's probably going to be some gun runs. Team's going to be a lot of third down situations. Like on the other day,
it's
all
always
those things are going to be
situation.
first and second down situations. So it's the same theme, 7-on-7, inside run, 9-on-7 team, but it's going to be different players in and out, different personnels, and different plays are being called.
Yeah, situationally, everything is always different. And you got to think there's a lot of plays to install both offensively and defensively. So like usually the first 2 weeks of training camp is all install days. So day one of install, I mean, it's base defense, base offense, our base plays, things that we can always fall back on, things that we are going to run that we will expand upon with different formations and different, motions and shifts and things like that to get. Then you go day two, let's install third and short. Yep. There's third down install. But as the offense continues to install packages, the defense continues to install packages. So day one might be cover 3 and cover 4. Next day is cover 2. And then, of course, let's work on our zone pressures. Then third down comes, and you're working down third packages. So the defense starts working things. There's just you slowly, you don't install everything in one day. It slowly comes to you over a 1 to 2 week period. That's what training camps are for. And so there are days that are more set up for defenses to win and days more set up for offenses to win.
All right, when we come back, well, it is Thursday. It's going to be the 9:15 segment. You know what that means. It is Chef Michael Johnson getting to your munchie questions. We'll have those for you when we jump back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, new partner on the OTB team that we are incredibly excited about, and that is Russell Pool Company. RussellPools.com is the website. I mean, whenever it comes to the pool game, they are trusted by everyone. I mean, we trust them. You should. The Tigers trust them. Everyone is going to trust the team over at Russell Pool Company. A true one-stop shop. Construction, check. Service, check. Retail, check. They can do it all over there at Russell Pools. And so you can go to the website. You can find all the information, testimonials from past clients, all right there on the homepage, or let them build your dream pool. Call now to set it all up, 225-464-5430.
Yeah, build your dream pool is exactly right. LSU trusts them. Louisiana trusts them. We trust them over here. Excited to be partnered up with them. 2 landscape architects on their team. Nobody has one. They have 2. RussellPools.com. Go visit them today. See their gallery. See what they can do for you. RussellPools.com.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Ben Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel.
This bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
I just wanna get your attention. Hey girl, I really wanna be all up in your head. Yeah, cause what I got, you gon' wanna get some. Yeah. But girl,
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Good lyric.
Oh, we got to play, Alondra, we got to play the Wisconsin song coming back. That's a all-time lyric as well. All right, it is time for a little munchies. We'll go to the phones now. Our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, executive chef over at LSU, joins us as he does every single Thursday. Chef, always a pleasure. Hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Been a good week.
And I forgot you got big fancy intro and all, but here is Chef Michael Johnson's intro. We got to play it.
Yeah, do it.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and leave this segment hungry. This is Munchies with executive chef Michael Johnson. Let's eat.
I mean, if anybody
Got to play
deserves
that.
an intro,
Kidding me?
Chef Michael Johnson, our guy, executive chef over at LSU. Chef, it is always our pleasure. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed watching the boys get it done there in Omaha.
Oh, man, that was exciting, huh?
Which one of the guys on the baseball team, because they're not a normal baseball team. They're built a little different. I mean that actual body type. Who puts down the food? Like, does Bear Jones live up to the nickname?
Yeah, I mean, I think they all eat pretty well, brother. Sincerely. I'll say this, not that he eats more than one person or another, but we see Daniel Dickinson in there a lot, and he comes in for breakfast religiously, and man, I can't say enough good things about that kid. He's so respectful, and just character is there, and all the guys are, but I see him in particular a lot, and we have conversation quite a bit. Just a great kid.
Yep. Yeah, it certainly looks like it as well.
Yeah, Chef, I was wondering, so you got a lot, you feed athletes daily, you see a lot of them. Athletes love to take care of their body. I think in college, they get a little bit looser than you do as you age, but I'm sure you've seen it all, like all the health fads, different diets, the ketos, carnivore, whatever it is. What's one athlete, like just obscure, weird diet from an athlete that you've ever seen or had to deal with as a chef?
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever use names. We did have one guy, and I wouldn't say this was a diet, but more of a food insecurity. But he would only eat ramen noodles, even while we were on the road. Like pre-game, he wouldn't eat the food that the hotel would prepare. He would only eat ramen noodles because that's what he was comfortable eating, and there was a sadness to it. You know what I mean? Like I tried, and it just is how he was raised, and then you have the other end of the spectrum where you have kids that are super adventurous, and like we served octopus the other day, and we had some kids trying octopus. We push the envelope for the ones that will try, and then you have to, like build comfort and trust with the ones who don't, to try to open them up to, not necessarily new foods, but just eating well and eating properly, because kids come from all different backgrounds, and you have to prepare yourself for all of that and then anything in between.
Are we talking like old school, like college kid ramen noodles, like the Marichan,
In the bag?
the Marichan, whatever that, the
Yeah.
bag with a chicken flavor?
Maruchan or something like
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah. Yes.
Used to go through a flight of those puppies. Hashtag Munchies. Follow up from 3 weeks ago at a well-known steak place. I ordered the steak 130 internal. Waitress glared at me for the longest 5 seconds, gave me a hard time, then delivered a perfect steak.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell we're talking about here.
Yeah, well, they will look at you like that. We were talking about cooking the steak to the proper temperature, and it's a little, it's kind of, like everybody's interpretation, a lot of times, even chefs included, like what medium looks like.
Yeah.
And realistically, it's, like it realistically is determined by temperature and what that looks like when it reaches that temperature, and whether it's rested or not. So you become familiar with, people ask me all the time, how long do you cook a steak for? You cook it until it's done. You cook it until it's to the temperature that you're looking for. And so you can avoid some of that. Well, you're supposed to be able to avoid some of it. Like, I think the chef will understand, but, there's the people will look at you strange, like this particular SOB, you know what I mean? But if you're the paying customer, like if you want to get it right and you don't want to worry about it, become familiar with the temperature. Yeah.
Chef, this music in the background got me thinking about drinking some nice red wine. Are you when you cook at home? Do you do wine pairings? Do you base it on the protein that you're eating, like what wine? Or are you just like, man, I like red wine or like white wine, whatever it is?
No, I mean, if I'm cooking fish and I want to drink wine, I'm definitely going to have it with like a Pinot or a white. I'm not. I drink wine that I like. You know what I mean? I don't like dry white wines. I don't like dry wines in particular. So I'm going to pair it with something that I like. Sauvignon Blanc, honestly, is a pretty broad-stroking white wine that will go with chicken or seafood really easily. And so I've become accustomed to drinking Sauvignon Blanc over a lot of other white wines. And then, reds, I have particular white wines that I like a medium-bodied red, like a Petit Syrah or Shiraz or something of that nature, with heavier meats and fattier meats and red meats and such. So I definitely enjoy and I like, when I'm cooking at home, I like to enjoy wine while I'm cooking. It just kind of mellows you, and I think to some degree also, while you're tasting the wine, you're building the flavors of the dish in complement, whether consciously or unconsciously. You know what I mean? It just lends itself to the palate. Yeah.
Also makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's weird, it's weird how it has that effect.
It removes the anxiety of cooking for. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Hashtag Munchies. If you were to cook Coach Jay Johnson a steak to celebrate, what cut would it be, and what would your sides be, and then what wine would you pair with that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would cook him some beef cheeks, something really special. You know what I mean? Like something that he probably hasn't had before, and took a lot of time and energy to get it there right. Slow and low. I mean, a steak is pretty simple and easy, and I'm sure he would enjoy it. But I'm probably going to make something that it takes a lot of energy out of me to put into it. That when eaten and consumed, it's like, my God, what did I just eat? Yeah. And I think beef cheeks is along that line. Like, it takes some preparation, takes some time to cook. It requires the energy of the chef. You know what I mean?
Chef, hashtag Munchies here. It's a good one because I've done this before. I'm 0-3 on cheesy scalloped potatoes. Potatoes are never done in the allotted time given. Any secrets or advice on these?
Yeah, so slice them thinner, and you also want to steam your potatoes, blanch your potatoes. And when I say that, a lot of people, when they blanch them or steam them, they take them too far. But before you put the potatoes into the pan, you really should slice them and dunk them into a steaming pot of water to soften them up, and then put them in a colander and let them steam dry. And you're not trying to cook them to where they'll break. You're trying to cook them to where they're more flexible. A lot of people cut their potatoes really thick, so you're going to have to cook it a little bit longer. But you really need to blanch your potatoes ahead of time. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. And also, when you blanch them and then steam dry them, you're removing a lot of the liquid out of the potato, because another real common error is you put raw potatoes into the pan and they start leaching water out as they cook, and your dish turns out soupy and watery. And so if you partially cook them, you're actually going to allow them to steam dry, and then the liquid from the cheese sauce or your Mornay or whatever your creamy liquid is going to actually absorb into the potatoes and help soften them as well.
I'm going to act like I knew what Chef was talking about, but Go South asked the question, did he say beef cheeks? Chef, I'm going to be honest with you. You said beef cheeks earlier, and I'm like, yeah, beef cheeks. You got to explain that one to me.
For sure.
Yeah. Yes, beef cheeks. It's kind of like pork cheeks, but beef. It's a cheek cut from the cow, right? And it takes some preparation, yeah.
We talking about like face cheeks or butt cheeks here? Everybody's thinking it.
It comes from the fore end, not the rear end.
Got it. Everybody was thinking it.
Okay,
all right, guys? Everybody's thinking it.
Fair question.
Hashtag Munchies, how would Chef cook a Chanticleer?
I'm sorry, what was that?
A Chanticleer. How would you cook that? It's a fancy rooster.
As
we talked about last week.
Yeah. Yes. Well, roasted. Yeah. No. So that's a rooster, and really, realistically, you don't cook them. So slow and low, you're gonna have to loosen the meat up. But for all intents and purposes today, we're just gonna call it roasted. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Chef, I have really been on this Asian food cook. I'm trying to make different dishes at my house. I'm curious as to how you would do at home. Like, what sauces would you use in just a standard, we'll go with a beef or a chicken stir fry situation?
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of yuzu, and it's like this citrusy soy sauce. And I don't know, man. It's just one of the things that I really love. It's not saturated with MSG. It doesn't have all the nonsense and BS in it that you have come to love the flavor of, but it's not really good for you. I really like yuzu, and it brightens up just about any dish. And you can get it at ethnic stores. There's ethnic stores all over the city that you can get yuzu. You can order it online from Amazon. But it's one of the things that I really like to brighten the dish with.
It's kind of, what's the difference between yuzu and ponzu sauce?
What I think the fruit that's going into it, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think yuzu also has fermented rice in it, perhaps. I'm not, but they're very similar. Yeah, I'm sorry. Ponzu has soy in it. Yuzu is not soy. It is fermented rice wine or rice vinegar, and it has the citrusy flavor in it as well. And honestly, both of them are really great seasonings for it.
Chef, we appreciate your time every single week. Incredible insight as always. Continue feeding the squads, because the squads right now are thriving, and you do a fantastic job, and we appreciate it every single week, sir.
Sure. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Chef. Oh, man. I know I hadn't been doing this Munchie segment for very long. I got hungry every time.
So we used to do it at 7:30. When I first, 5-6 years ago, when I got on OTB for the first time, we did it at 7:30, and I told T, I was like, we got to move this. He's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm starving, and it's 7:46. If we do it at 9:15, I can see the finish line, I can get to some food, but if we do this at 7:30, I can't do it.
But you're also a little bit more hungry at 9:15. I usually leave the show, and I'm starved. I go straight to.
Well, I bring a protein bar.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That's a pro.
Yeah.
Pro move.
You always got to keep a protein bar on your person. Beef cheeks.
Beef cheeks, people. From the face, not the butt.
On that note, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back.
Off the bench.
good.
Go to getgordon.com. Getgordon.com is the website for, you guessed it, Gordon McKernan injury attorneys. The G team was all over Omaha, right? You saw them there all week long, and then the G-man himself got there just bringing it home for the Tigers. A lot of your favorite Tiger athletes on the G team, but you can be on the G team. Like I said, when you go to getgordon.com, you'll see right there on the homepage cases they can handle for you, past client results, all that right there, information at your fingertips. And then you know it is your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. You give them a call, tell them what you're going through. They'll make sure that they get your problem solved. Go to getgordon.com.
Accidents happen. They happen to everybody. It's not your fault. Get help. Call Gordon. You've seen the billboards. You know the name. You know how they can help, what the reputation is. GetGordon.com, 888-8888.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
She make me feel so good. Better than I would by myself, or if I was with somebody else. You don't understand. She make the people say yeah, yeah.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Ain't tricking if you got it, what you asking for? Put you in a mansion.
Hey.
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Like I said, ain't nothing to the
You lived in Wisconsin?
Yeah, 6 years.
Did you ever hear mansion rhyme with Wisconsin before like that?
No. Does it rhyme?
It does. If you go Wisconsin, it does.
Wisconsin. Taylor, you got to keep up with me on this camera. I'm up and down.
Yeah, I know.
Unpredictable.
You're up and down a lot.
He's fidgety. He's fidgety.
Well, man, 3 hours is a long time.
It is.
Like, you don't want to be sitting.
I'm also.
I don't want to be standing.
I'm fidgety as well.
I want to do a little bit of both. At my office, by my high office, I got one of those tables that push the button, goes down.
Oh yeah. Standing desk.
So I can go standing, sitting. I'm up and down. Wearing that motor out too. It's like every 45 minutes I'm going up or down.
I think anybody that's ever listened to you on the radio over the last 7 years, they have no trouble believing that.
They're not shocked?
Nope. Squirrel.
I mean, it's good for your body too.
Condo in Toronto, that's a good one too.
It's better than mansion in this.
No,
can't
I don't know. I think that's kind of goated.
Kind of goated.
Yes.
What are you, 6th grade?
I got one of those.
I know.
I got every grade, Bo.
I know.
You got them covered.
I think we all
Any
know.
lingo, I got it.
It is kind of wild when people out there, like when your kid gets to like 3rd grade, you start hearing some of the slang. It's like, what? What'd you say?
I feel like it could be much worse.
Like not bad. Yeah, not bad. Like just.
No, it's cringy, but it could be much worse. Like there was things that I felt like we said in the old 90s that I'm glad my kids don't say.
Anybody's kids out there say like Ohio?
Yep.
And skibbity?
Yeah, they went through that phase for sure.
Like I'm definitely the old man. Like what is that even? I don't know what that means. Can't look it up.
Jamie asked, "Are y'all too good for Motown?" No, I mean, we can definitely have a Motown day.
Too good for Motown? Are you kidding me?
My favorite Motown, a little bit of a deeper cut, I guess. Bill Withers' "Grandma's Hands." Favorite Motown song. A little bit off the beaten path there.
When I was growing up, I don't know if y'all remember this from like the infomercials that used to be on. I had the CD, like oldies but goodies, like volume 1 through 20.
Yep.
Had all of them. Used to love it. We used to get, in Tyler, Texas, we used to get 90, I think it was 98.7 or 98.1 there. K-Love Your Oldies. 98.7, K-Love. Just listen to oldies.
I thought K-Love was a Christian station.
Here it is, yeah.
Not in Dallas, Texas in the 90s.
A lot of heathens out there, huh?
So, yeah, oldies but goodies. That's like, when I was growing up, I was kind of like you. I know you're kind of like an old soul when it comes to music.
For
You're
sure.
like old soul plus R&B.
Yep, that's my two.
That's you.
That's me.
I was too, but for like 60s and 70s.
A lot of Casey Kasem.
A lot of Motown.
A lot of Casey Kasem in my
young
young days growing up.
You like the hits. I get it. They still play Casey Kasem, which is, you ever hear it? Like they play like old, obviously old episodes, clearly.
Well, I mean, not clearly. You can put it in the AI now, and Casey Kasem's voice can probably just pop on out. There's like a couple of those, and maybe y'all know because y'all been in this business a while too now. Like Spider Harrison's a name that you always hear. And like, Spider got to be 80. That guy's been doing it for a long time. Casey Kasem, Delilah, like we still like.
I still jam Delilah.
Us too. We were trying to get Alondra a segment, but T-Bob shut it down where it was like Dear Alondra instead of Dear Delilah. Whatever they call it.
And I give people life advice.
Yeah.
Because I'm the person you need to be taking life advice
Exactly. And she pairs a song with it, kind of
Let me
like
ask you,
Delilah, but not Delilah.
If you've ever listened to her, so I grew up, we listened to her a lot. We'd always like laugh and like listen. We wouldn't laugh at the stories because that's like a little morbid, but like, you know, it's kind of funny sometimes. But like at the beginning of the show, she's pretty straight laced. But like towards the end of the shows, it's probably because it's a long show for her and a lot of calls coming in. But we always would joke like the songs she's playing don't have anything to do with like the callers. Like
No.
I think she's just drinking a glass of wine like every
Oh,
commercial break.
buddy.
The whole
It's
show.
like-
She's like, oh yeah.
It's like
baby.
I lost my business. I have nothing. Okay, that's one scenario. My husband is cheating on me. He's going away with someone else. That's another scenario. I lost my house in a tornado. So all those three scenarios, right? You know what you're getting? Wind Beneath My Wings.
Yep.
Every single one of them. I got a
Y'all-
perfect song for you.
Y'all give me a glass of wine in a segment, and I will ruin so many lives.
Oh, no doubt.
To your point, dude, the song,
so
including your own,
including my own life.
Like she'll get up there and she'll be like, well, my husband left me and my dog died and all this. She's like, I have the perfect song for you. Here's some Motley Crue.
That's right.
That's on the most random thing.
Here's
like,
Fireworks by Katy Perry.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it used to be pretty cheap. Like, it was
a
like
plastic bag
floating through the
Wait, okay, give me
Somewhere
give me
Out There was a big one that she played. She used to play.
I'm
Somewhere
surprised
Out
y'all
There
heard
lot.
a song that wasn't "Wind Beneath My Wings" on Delilah.
I don't
like
listen
that's
to
the
Delilah,
only one I ever
fairness.
heard.
It's like it's like 8, 9. If you're driving at like 9 p.m., just like a little comfort radio.
Yeah. All right,
Shout
dear
out.
Alondra,
give me a little.
if I'm going through something at work and I got some new around me and the new is just like always here and I've been stuck with him for so many years, so many years.
Doesn't know anything.
And he can't sit still. He continues to move around. And I'm just trying to find the song to help me find strength. Like what should I play?
Coworker bothering you.
Despacito.
So are you trying to like
I'm just trying to get in a good mood, Alondra. I'm just trying to
I got you.
I'm just trying
Give me-
to, forget about current times and
Give me,
just try to see the
And
future.
2 seconds.
In Alondra's fairness, she hasn't had enough white wine.
I haven't had any wine at all. I wish I did, but hang on. Give me 2 seconds.
Shove it.
Yes. That's perfect. I mean, not only I got to be around this guy in huddles, around this guy, 3 different variations of radio shows. Take this job and shove it.
Holmeth really loves me. At any moment, I feel like he's just going to walk out that door.
Oh, what a great song. I hadn't heard that song in a long time.
I feel like we haven't done a country day in a while either.
That's true. That's true. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow feels like a good day to go all country. That's it.
What
See,
kind of-
Alondra, that didn't take long at all. I mean, that's like 6 seconds. You
I was
had
like,
it
bad
ready
job,
to go.
bad job.
Yeah. Well done, Alondra.
Very well
I didn't even need a glass of wine.
What day of the week should Wednesday feels like a good Dear Alondra day? And we'll take.
Yeah,
look,
I
we'll
like
take,
it, dear Alondra.
Yeah.
That's a really good seg.
Look, we'll take the best one that we see that day inside the chat, on Twitterverse, whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll give Alondra the problem. We'll go to break, and then she'll come back
With a song.
with a
I love
song,
that.
helping you out.
I like that. That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Let's do it.
T-Bob just holding Alondra back. Been trying to get this
That's
segment
the only
done.
reason why I wasn't successful.
That's right.
Take the cuffs off me.
Yep.
I
mean, she overcame Young Professional of the Year
I
in spite of
did.
T-Bob.
That's true, I did. It's the Young Professional of the Year here. Some are saying
right.
that OTB is the pipeline to Young Professional of
That's
the
true.
Year.
That's
T-Bob
true.
was it the year before.
Was
I
there somebody that aged out of it a long time ago? Maybe.
But
Maybe.
you would have won it.
Sure. Sure.
Y'all think I'm up for the running for like
You're too old.
40-year-old newcomer of the year?
You could be newcomer of the year.
40-year-old.
I don't. Do they
Very
have
specific.
I don't think the age matters. I think it's how long you've been here.
Well, that's gotta
when
be
you
real
come back.
specific.
young
If I-
professional? You got to be 36 or
If it's an
younger.
award
Yeah, I
that I
think so.
win, it's got to be real specific. Very. Like a fresh
Best quarterback that hosts a show in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
newcomer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Newcomer. They do have at the LABs. They do have. So you can only put up one show for best sports show. You can only nominate one. The year we were nominated, we actually did win. We just never been nominated again. We do get nominated for best interview. So you've gotten a lot of interviews where you've had, that's a good question.
Yep.
So we'll take one of those and put maybe a highlight package of those together for Tay-Tay to put together.
We should. Good.
And win best
good
interview.
question award.
Yep.
I don't know. People are talking.
We won't even get their answers. I'll get you asking it and them saying great
Good question.
question. Cut to the
Absolutely.
next one. Their
100%.
answer doesn't matter.
We're up to 7. We're up to 7 great questions and 2 good points.
I mean, we got Hall of Famers.
Yep.
Got coaches. Future Hall of Famers. Sky's really the limit on good questions.
All right, before we take this last break, getting to your questions, we'll ask the bench. To close it out like we always do, I want to remind you about Elite Training Academy. Go to elitetrainingacademybr.com. That is the website right now. Flag football registration is live. You can find that information right there. It is NFL Flag, and so your team's going to have the opportunity to be your favorite NFL team. Unless it's the Chargers or Packers. Those are already spoken up for in our age group, but there's plenty of age groups. Boys and girls are signed up for everybody. Again, go to the website, find out the information there. It is EliteTrainingAcademyBR.com. Sign up today for flag football and get ready for the fall. We'll have Ask the Bench to close it out when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to AllStarToyotaOfBatonRouge.com. If you're looking for something new, full fleet's available. Duh. If you're looking to lease, the full fleet is available. You have my attention. If you're looking for the full fleet in the rental department, you're probably thinking no way, but there is a big way there over at All Star because everything is available. No matter what you need, you got a trip coming up, beach, softball, volleyball, baseball, whatever it might be. Save miles on your vehicle. Get something a little bit more convenient for the trip, and you can do that at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Driving around right now with your non-Toyota, thinking about, wow, I need to upgrade. Go to the website, All Star Toyota Baton Rouge, and start the process of seeing what that car is worth, your trade-in value. See what it's worth, what you can get back, what that trade-in would be. Get yourself a Toyota. Go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
If I wrote you a symphony just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do?
can never make me hate Justin Timberlake.
Don't care what he does.
I don't.
It's going to be in everybody's head for the rest of the day. Just let y'all know. I watched his wife in Better Sister.
True.
Y'all ever
Kept
seen
going over and over. One more. By the way, like, she's got more muscles than me and Flynn ever thought about having. Yoked up in this show.
Yeah.
I'm 100 push-ups in this show.
Nah, it doesn't matter. She's 300.
She was in a movie where I was like, okay, girl, wait.
Have y'all ever watched the Justin Timberlake Tiny Desk concert?
Yes.
On the NPR stuff?
Jake sent it to me.
Yeah.
Tiny
I saw it and
Desk.
I was like, immediately I had to send it to Alondra.
Tiny Desk got some bangers, dude.
That's one of the better ones.
Oh, for sure.
He's incredible. You can never, like, I don't care if he gets arrested for DUI and he's like, this is going to ruin the tour.
It's going to ruin the world tour.
I don't care. It is going to ruin the tour.
Look, I mean, he wasn't the lead singer of NSYNC, but he's still thriving.
Yep.
Look,
Well,
JT.
JC was. But.
Download this app. It's called Uber.
You put like the Hamptons or something?
You put your like
something like that, yeah.
Put your Apple Pay information on there. You don't even have to type a credit card out.
I know.
And then you just push the button. It comes and picks you up.
Also, you're super rich. You probably could get a personal driver.
Can you imagine being an Uber driver?
Can you imagine in the year of our Lord 2025, like getting in a car and being under the influence?
The technology's out there, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, the ways to avoid it are
too many.
Just incredible.
Holding hands.
Yeah, Juvenile's Tiny Desk was incredible. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
That was a good one. Who is the ultimate Tiny Desk artist that we have yet to see?
I don't know. Oh, like who would do a good one?
Yeah.
What is...
Has Post Malone done one?
I don't know, but that'd be a good
A
one.
posty one would
I'd
be
in
good.
that one.
What's Tiny Desk?
It's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they
It
are
puts
at
you
a
in little
tiny
office
desk.
with a tiny
small
desk,
desk.
and they like cram their whole band in together.
Yeah. And they
Pretty
do like
good.
a live show.
I think 311 did one. That was really good.
Was it all mixed up?
That's a good one.
Thank you.
They asked if they want to do, and they're like, down.
You got to do one now. You got to have fun. 311 fun. Oh, wow. I'm not prepared.
No.
They all wore amber.
God, I'm
Here's
like,
the
I
bear.
thought as soon as I turned 40, like the dad jokes would just like flow.
Yeah.
But they hadn't really.
Oh, I had a really good one the other day, but I don't have time.
Yeah, Taylor's algorithm
This has
just
been-
is different than ours.
This has honestly been a pretty big sports first show.
Yeah.
So, Taylor, feel free to use these takes later.
Yeah. Chris Doring tomorrow here on OTB. We'll see you then.
Off the bench.
All right, go to BoudreauxElectrical.com. I mean, it is coming. What is that? Storm season. Where does it happen? Here. All the time, right? We know it. We prepare for it. Well, at least I hope you prepare for it. And if you've called Boudreaux's Electrical, you have done so. But if you have not, you need to give them a call today. Have that whole home generator installed at your business, at your home. On the North Shore, 985-397-1562. In the greater Baton Rouge area, that number 225-300-9389. And always online again at BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Ultimate peace of mind. Get ready. We are not very far away from hurricane season. And we have never, in the history of the world, seen a hurricane season with the Gulf of America. Go check them out. See how they can help you. Peace of mind. BoudreauxElectrical.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded. Because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.